bad example of it. But I'm gonna explain why I feel like this one thing is needed for certain shows that are on big platforms like Netflix. Cause shit, if it don't have that, for the normal person, it's not gonna have no appeal.
I think we're live. Yeah, let me get a drink.
What's up, gang? I got a date with Destiny. Bro, we transferred over with the same chat and everything. That's clean. What's up, y'all? How the pre-stream go, everybody? Your boy done came. How the pre-stream went? How did that go? You know, I love it. We thought about that on the fly for y'all last week. I'll say something in the chat if everything like transferred over correctly. I believe it did though. Cause that's this he killing Drowman. Drowman, you got the plaque number 2 in this hoe. And I'm wearing JoJo stuff for the JoJo fans today. On my end, the chat would stay the same. Like, I can still see our chats from the pre-stream. Y'all watching some of it.
Alright. Can y'all hear me?
Yo, Bash.
Bro, I've been in this chair for hours at this point.
Oh, yeah, you that hoe for 4 hours and then you finna be sitting down again.
I need to take a muscle
You
relax.
need, your ass need to get some pillows in that hole. That's what you need.
I just got one. You ain't see you put it there?
Oh yeah, I seen that hoe. You need you more than one nigga. Get you another one.
Hold on.
I would walk my nigga out on the pre-stream. Like, then walk my nigga out on this one.
Sorry. Oh shit! Did it change the episode?
I think he changed the name. I believe that it did. Because
think
when
it
I went
changed
back to it, yeah, I got a date with Destiny.
You like that?
I laughed when I said it. I laughed when I said when you was gone. I did laugh. I laughed hard as fuck.
You like that, don't you?
I got a date with Destiny. I like that
You
one.
like that. Yeah.
We've been coming with the 5 names lately. The names
yeah,
been on point to these
I've
ass.
been
You
on
know,
it.
you know, ever
God
since the hospital episode,
Yeah, ever since the hospital episode, yeah.
you been on and on, God.
Hold on, give me 45 seconds. Let me get my shit over here. My little shit.
Alright. Yo, snap. Dom, come to the street. Yeah. Dom. I'm streaming. I'll get up. If you still be on when I get out, we could probably get some. Yeah, I just got it playing in the background because I got my music on.
What up?
What's up?
Alright, who's still up in it, bitch? Nobody. Everybody left. It's
They
like
coming back
I gotta start from scratch again.
I posted about it. I shared it twice. We back in here.
Bro, these so good.
What the ball is it?
Cheese Danish from how do you have what they call Starbucks?
Hey, Starbucks should be jumping. Like they food always be good now.
I had that little breakfast food. What up with you?
Yeah, they always have that all day breakfast. I be getting that bagels and shit sometimes. Kill and Dro Man be going at it again, ain't it?
Yeah.
These niggas won't let it go. These niggas won't let it go.
What they say?
I'm talking about with these number ones and number twos. Like Kill back on Dro Man here with them hoes.
Hey, we got competition in the chat.
I think Dro Man got 2, Kill got 5. Like that what the chat telling me. bro, have you read the Leap of My Hero this week?
We gonna start there.
That's what we gonna start it. Like, go ahead. I want to hear what you got to say about it, because you, the more of a fan of it than I am. I'm looking at it in the first say of like, can you get this shit over with? That's how I'm thinking of it right now. Like, can you just push the next thing? Because I'm tired of him running in circles with this same fucking thing. Like, okay, the next. Ah, wait, never mind. I'm gonna say that. Ah, wait. Cause I like Horikoshi, but shit, he tripping me out with how he's writing it. I want the events to go ahead and play out. Fuck.
Yeah, they like.
Oh, damn.
Huh?
I was finna say your girl. And your girl going through it on that. Oh.
Wait, what?
What's what? Your bunny girl going
Oh,
through
you
it on
talking
that.
about
Bro.
Oh yeah. But she the rawest nigga in the whole goddamn series.
She the rawest motherfucker out there right now. She the only motherfucker that's out there not caring about Shigaraki ass, because Edshot told her, I don't give a damn if it's your headshot, if goddamn body's ass. You got to keep him at bay for a second. Can I ask you a question?
What?
When did Wash die in My Hero?
Huh?
When did the Wash hero, like the cleaning hero Wash, has he ever died like on panel?
Hold on, I can't hear you. What?
Has the cleaning hero Wash ever died on camera
Why?
or on panel? Yeah.
Has she ever had her own panel?
Has she died or something? Ain't she dead?
No, she's the one like
She survived.
she just gave
Yeah.
shot the bubble.
Yeah, that's what I was finna ask. Like, I forgot about her because I was like, I know she there, but I thought she died. I thought she got hurt or something the last war that they was in.
She was the only one that wasn't hurt.
Okay, bet. That was probably what I was trying to remember.
She was the one in the front during the first war, when after everything was like when Cementos split it everything, she was already back. She had already left. She was already in the back. Yeah, she was in the back.
Yeah, okay, bet. I was tripping. Maybe that's what I'm remembering. And she went in the back.
No, she was with Cementos and them.
And he split the decay shit from the normal shit, and she was in the back, right? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cause I was just like, damn, when the last time we seen Wash? He's starting to shoot her in like he shoot Edshot into this scenario. Yeah, and Wash was right there.
Edshot was way over there with fucking he was way over there. One for all for one. He fighting all for one.
And Wash just happened to be around right when he needed her to be. That's next shit. This shit, I like that he got sanitized before he got into the boy's body. But like Wash just happened to be there, like she's still alive at this point. After everything that didn't happen, like she's still in one piece is what I'm saying. But Edshot was away and he came back fucked up. Like we didn't even know what he was out there doing, and we see him all fucked up in the next panel. Like, yeah, bitch, Jennings, I'm gonna help you out with this little nigga, and he all fucked up already. But Wash was just like, okay though. Oh no, bro. I just want the events to play out. At this point, I just want to get to the last fight. I don't want no more build up. I want to see these niggas fight now.
I'm gonna say it like this.
I'm saying like,
I wish that nigga. I told you. I wish this nigga would have stayed there. And
yeah,
because the way he died was amazing. Like I thought he could never die, but
until he died like that. Yeah, because that's how I felt. Because that's how I felt about Shoto. If any other person would have like killed him or fought him to like a death match, I wouldn't have wanted it to be nobody else but Dabi. If it would have been like another person, that fight wouldn't have sat right with me. But the fact that it was Dabi, okay, cool. I could see Shoto going to the death with Dabi because of who Dabi is. But like how you said with Bakugo, I don't think I would have been okay with Shigaraki just killing him if it was just Shigaraki. But the fact that he offered one and the way that it happened, it was more acceptable. So I'm there right there with you. Like it was more acceptable the way that it happened because of who he
And
is.
then, bro, the panel, the panel, you see him like upside down and shit. Like, tell me, Izuku, will I ever get as close to you? Like that shit is, bro. Like
Hard, the best this world thing.
Bro, like all of yes, like all of that, bro. Like how you gonna do all of that and then be like, you know what, fam?
Yeah, I'm gonna bring you
I
back.
was just playing.
And then, bro, this my thing. He could have did this at the end. He could have had Best Genius and Edshot come up to him after Deku got there. Okay, bro, I'm back up. I can help. That would have made it. It would have made more sense doing it like that. Because in my opinion, we all want to see Deku lose his shit. That's what the audience wants to see. But you just took that away with his best friend dying and coming back to life, and he's not even there. Like he didn't even get to see that.
Yeah,
he's
like,
gonna hear it talked about. He's gonna hear somebody tell him that.
It ain't gonna hit the same now.
He's not gonna hit the same. He's not.
So,
like, I don't think nobody dying and Deku showing up will hit as hard as it just being Bakugo dying. It ain't no way. Especially if Deku come after Bakugo's like up or he's not there anymore. Like he don't get to see what Shigaraki did. All he's gonna get is
all
the
that's
shit.
Gonna happen now is Deku gonna show up and it's gonna be that fucking panel that I keep telling you about. Him extending his hand and Bakugo gonna finally accept his hand and he gonna get up and they gonna go dumb. But not as dumb as we would have wanted it to be.
Do you feel like one of the good things that he wrote into it is bringing his other piece of All for One out of the story the way that he did? Eventually,
Red,
he's
I thought you was
gonna
already subscribed. Appreciate that, my boy. I'm sorry, bro. What you say?
I was like, you like how he kind of did All for One, like the copy, how he just kind of wrote him out the story in an effective way. That's effective. Like we get to see Prime him, but only for like 5 or 10 minutes though, and then it's over with.
Yeah.
Like he'll be.
Everything that's happening to Endeavor and them is goated.
It's goated. Yeah. It's the shit that's happening to everybody else.
And we still ain't got the fight with Froppy and fucking what's her name in them?
Hey Spinner. I want to see Toga and them shit too.
No, that's what I'm saying. Toga, like Toga.
Yo, we hadn't even seen the beginning of they fight yet. I feel like what's gonna happen with the Toga shit is when we get there, he gonna be in the middle of they fight. Like they fight is gonna be like in the middle, and something's gonna happen, and they gonna stop, or they gonna have to stop for something. I feel like that's how he gonna do Toga. Because we didn't see too much of everybody else for him to start day fight from the beginning. Like we about to go into the second phase of
plenty of times he said 8 minutes early and 30 minutes early. Like it's been plenty of times he said that.
So you think he gonna do that? Like if he do that, though, that's gonna be more time that we don't see Deku because now you got to tell us what happened 30 minutes earlier.
Listen. As a writer, Deku gotta be last. It just sucks that it's this many niggas causing Deku to be last.
It's so many niggas. He had probably 4 or 5 niggas in front of him before we actually get to him.
Like you got like Shoto, I'm fine with. Endeavor has. I'm
fine with Shoto. It got to happen.
The Bakugo thing I think should have been last. See, if I was gonna do this, I would have just did the whole Endeavor. No, the whole Shoto, right? Not stop for. Well, it was that fucking editor. We gotta blame him because he fucked up a lot of it too. But you gotta look at it like this: if he didn't have an editor, I think we would have got everybody separately. Because if you think back to the first war, it wasn't switching back and forth like that. We didn't go to the hospital. Like, we saw the beginning of the hospital.
And then we was gone.
And then switched to the house.
Right.
And then it went from the house to my boy Red Riot and them at the battlefield with Gigantomachia. And then it went back to the hospital. See, the beginning of the hospital was no. Yeah, it started the hospital.
Yeah, because he's going
because we found the doctor's office. I lied.
Yeah, that's where it started. The doctor's office.
And they was searching through the hospital, and then Mirko had found the entrance at the bottom, and then her bike kicked off.
Yeah, she kicked the dough in on all the numbers.
She kicked everything off, and so she kicked the whole war off. And so she was fighting the Nomus though.
Yeah, she kicked the door in on the Nomu. And started finding him in the laboratory because she was like, I found it. She was like the first person to get there.
Yeah, she was like, and there I found it. And then Osawa Sensei and Professor Mike found the doctor, and they went in on him because of them taking their friend.
Yeah, he was like, you experimenting on my friend. Because I like the fact that Korigiri is like another person. He's basically our first Nomu. Like one of his first instances at bonding like another quirk to a dead person's body. And like the quirk,
them niggas sick, bro. Like
that shit is crazy. Like that shit is crazy. Like
my hero dark as fuck.
They told him with superpowers, and then like the only reason that they're quote unquote killing some of these people in the earlier parts of the story is to get their bodies to experiment with more powers. That shit crazy. Because it worked with the quirk singularity shit. Like, who's to say he hadn't been experimenting on kids that just come to him day to day for their doctor?
Like, you know Bakugo's friend that had the wings?
That was his nephew or something like that.
Yeah,
his
that
grandson.
was his grandson. And that was the Nomu with the wings that had grabbed Deku. Like, the Nomu have their mind still. They just don't know that they're there. Like, that's what the whole chapter arc was with Professor Mike and Osawa Sensei when they went to the fucking the jail cell and found that Korigiri was Son Goku, Wooson, whatever that nigga name, like he is Goku.
Whatever, he did have a fire ass quirk though. Like I liked his design. His design was clean as fuck. For you not to get to see his quirk in action as like a hero, I think I always.
No, see, that's why you gotta read Vigilantes. You see the whole story of him saving Professor Osawa Sensei. Yeah.
See, I probably ain't got to that part yet.
Oh, my fault. So in the story, I forget the nigga name, but let's just call him Cloud Goku because he rises Nimbus or whatever. You see the whole story, him befriending, like it plays out on the side, and then you see on the news the event or whatever that plays out. I think it's the news, some shit. Anyway, flash forward, they take you to the event, and like it's like Prince, like he put Prince in the story, which is fucking dope. And Midnight is like young Midnight, young Professor Mike, young Osawa Sensei, and young Cloud Goku. And during the fight, they're fighting this big blob monster. During the fight, this big fucking cement is like finna crush like all these kids. So he was put in a situation that, like a Mirio situation. Do I save myself and get out of trouble, or do I save all of them? And he saved everybody else with his quirk.
But he died though, because he got crushed.
Like he got crushed, but he was holding it up after he got crushed to where they can move out the way.
Like the whole my quirk, like I had a job to do and my quirk finished it. Like it didn't matter if I died, like my power still finished the job.
And so once you see Osawa move everybody out the way, you see it drop. And then so you see Osawa Sensei go ballistic. And then in his microphone he hears, "Keep going, I'm right behind you. You can finish this." And so what Osawa Sensei did is that he turned around and he finally used his quirk. And you know those goggles that he wear? That's old boy's goggles because he used to fly in the air. And before the mission, he gave them to him. And that's why he still wears them. And so he put the goggles on so he could see this quirk and not fucking close his eyes. And then that's when he canceled out the Blob's quirk, and Prince was able to save the day. And then when he went to the wreckage, he seen that the hospital people was there, like the nurses and shit, and he was dead. He was pronounced dead on impact, and so they said whatever he heard was not there. And he was like, I just heard
it was a ghost.
He was like I just heard him. He the one told me he the one told me what to do. Like he was the one telling me yada yada. He was like. And so like Professor Mike had to like grab, like Professor Mike had to grab. It was sad as shit, bro. Like that story.
I can't wait to read that hoe.
That shit hurt. That shit hurt because I was like, I get it. And then when he graduated UA, because his friend was like, we're gonna start our own agency.
Vigilante. He went vigilante on that ass.
No, he started an agency by himself.
Yeah, he started his own agency, and that's when he started his solo career.
And he was poor. He only had enough money to buy coffee every day. And so that's why you see him. So at the end of the arc, you see him like walking in the streets by himself with his sleeping bag on him. The one you see him in the first episode and shit. He was homeless all the way up till Professor Mike was like,
Professor, that's crazy as fuck.
Yeah, that shit's sad as fuck, bro. He was homeless for like 5 years.
How deep off into vigilantes is this like little side story? Cause I'm liking the beginning chapter.
There's like 120 chapters, so.
Okay, I'm liking chapter 30 something. I'm liking 35, 36, I think. I'm somewhere in the mid 30s.
I think
because I'm coming through reading
that shit. I think it's in the 70s.
Okay, babe, I got a little ways to get there.
Cause it was like one of the arcs that made me like, oh, I gotta read this shit. Like that was my first arc. I read that because it took you out of the main arc and put
you somewhere else for a second, like a canon episode, like a non-canon episode.
Yeah, like it was random as fuck. Like some shit going on with them niggas, and they just switched to UA and them. And it's Professor Mike and them for like a couple of chapters, and then it end, and then I was like, that was weird. And then circle back, you see the backstory of what happened in My Hero Academia, and you see the flashbacks.
Hill just texted me and he said he gonna buy this bundle for Destiny, like that. It had Destiny Taking King, The Rise of Iron. He gonna get the collection for the first one, so he can go ahead and do that.
Oh my gosh. Damn, I gotta play with it. I gotta re-download it now.
Yeah, he said he wants He said he wants you to play with him. He said he gonna get it next week.
Man.
He just sent me a message.
I ain't even showed him everything. We stopped that way. I probably would have just been getting done. No, I'd have finished a little earlier because I was only showing the cutscene. I wasn't showing everything else like that.
Like the gameplay and the raids and the actual raids.
I know. I was streaming the raids, so they saw the raids.
What's up? I was talking to him about getting his team together on Pokemon. He coming through that hoe.
Oh, okay.
He getting it together on BDSP. He got BDSP. I think he got a Pearl. But he said he want to get him a little Togepi. I was like, you sound like me because I needed one of them hoes coming to the end of my game and didn't have one.
Yeah, like I got one early, well not early, but I got one in BDSP.
And I had told him, I was like, I had to ask bro to give me an egg around this hoe because I raised that little motherfucker from an egg to a Togetic. Yeah.
I gave you your egg?
Yes, nigga, you got a Togepi game.
Bro,
remember I told you, I was like, bro, I need a fairy type. Some fairy and flying to whoop this Garchomp ass. And he's like, alright, bet I got a Togepi for you. I was like, cool. I was like, you got a Togepi or something? He's like, bet, I got an egg. You gave me the egg. He's like, did I need like a move or something for it? And I was like, no, you traded me the egg. Got the egg. Leveled out in the underground for about 4 days. Got my nigga right with the Soothe Bell. And we went and whooped Cynthia ass.
Yeah, that's all I had. Cynthia, like, I just swapped between him and Garchomp.
That's what I was missing. My Togetic, I had the Garchomp. I can't remember what I had for the Togetic.
I had Togekiss. You gotta evolve him all the way to Togekiss.
Yeah, Togekiss. I had them all the way to Togekiss because Togetic is where it get hard at unless you've been had them for a long time.
No,
Like I only had them
it
for
just
a minute.
sucked training Togepi. Like Togepi.
With that Sue Bell, that shit, boy. I hope that they have different mechanics for that in the next game.
Yeah.
Like you can give them an item, or like you can take them somewhere and pay for a massage or something, and
Well,
that's like in their friendship up all the way.
in Arceus you can
You can get the massages, I know.
no, they if you just walk around with them and shit, like what is it? Oh, it's candy and shit. Like you just
You had to get them candy, but shit, I know in BDSP you can take them to the massage lady. I forget what town it's in, but you can only do it once every 12 hours though. Like it got a timer for it and shit. But when you do it though, it raises it a quarter each time. So shit, you should really only have to do it one time if you have like a Pokemon that's a low level friendship. Cause by the time you get there to do it, if that quarter will give you the rest of it. But he coming through. I told him that he said that he thought he always picked grass or fire. I was like, for real, your starter really just determines how hard your first couple gems be.
I always pick fire. That's always. I only
I
pick
always
grass
have
a
picked
couple
fire
others.
too.
I only pick water like in black and white, and I pick grass and sun and moon.
So you had got the Decidueye.
Yeah.
I thought like
I like owls and shit. So
yeah, I was stuck. He was the first one that I almost gave up a fire starter for, was to get Decidueye, and I came back and got him in Legends Arceus though. I picked him over Typhlosion.
Oh,
and that typing was different.
I
had to get
anybody.
I had to get him. That's because you love Typhlosion. He was your first one. Now if they would have had him
Fire Ghost, oh, he was nasty.
Then he turned into one of my favorite types, bro. He turned into a ghost
Bro,
type. Because if they would have had Infernape on there, like if they would have put a Jam 4 starter on there, I would have picked Infernape because he was my first one. Like him, and then his Charmander. Charmander was my second.
Because we was in their region.
Yeah, we went in that region, but
And
shit, you can catch one though.
I love how
You
like
can
we
catch
saw
a
them in the
Infernape.
wild and shit. And then
Yeah, you see him in the wild. That's what I was gonna say.
And that makes sense that like starters over time become rare species. And it just Arceus is dope. They need to do that shit again.
It's like, I like how it's a flashback instead of a flash forward, because you can take all this lore that you told us and actually show it to us happening in the past, like through the Pokemon's behaviors and whatnot. Because even if you weren't that big on the Pokedex, even like shit, I like the shit about Gengar and Spiritomb that they had about in the Pokedex that you got in Legends Arceus. With Spiritomb, it only came out at one particular area at a certain time of day, and then you had to have enough wisps for it to come. And then shit with Gengar, you can't catch a wild Gengar, I don't think, in a while. But with Ghastly will pop up behind your character and stalk you sometimes in the dark on that second island.
You can get a wild Gengar.
Oh, okay. I ain't never seen one.
Yeah, no. In early games, no. You can get him in Sword and Shield.
Yeah, I ain't never caught one in a while. I was talking about Legends Arceus. How they like had the behaviors, because the Ghastly in Legends Arceus like stalk you and be trying to scare you and shit.
Yeah.
I think that's funny that the AI for them Pokemon actually try to scare you sometimes. Shit, I like the fact that they is keeping the same formula, because Legends Arceus did turn that shit on its head. Like it made it the RPG that we wanted. Like the whole, I can do everything in a bag.
I felt like I was in an actual Pokemon world.
Yeah, I felt like I had my own team and had my book bag, could make Pokemon.
Let's talk some Dark Tournament. Who was y'all favorite fighter? Oh, now he want to talk. Bro, we did that 18 episodes ago.
Don't disrespect me like that. Yusuke, you're a fucking mess. You got hands for air.
Right.
Don't disrespect me like that. Yusuke had hands for everybody.
We should have named this podcast Yu Yu Hakusho, because that's how we became friends, bro. We did that first episode. You 18 episodes late, Kilo.
Yeah.
You 18
He just
episodes
not got
later.
to it though, cause I told him I'd disown your ass if you don't go watch some of my nigga shit.
Listen,
I
bro.
swear.
I sat and watched all that shit with my girl. Said, "You finna watch this. You gotta see
You
why."
gonna have to.
You gotta watch this, bro. That was my favorite shit growing up. That and Sailor Moon was my favorite animes growing up. Well before fucking Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, Yu Yu Hakusho was my favorite because I like Yusuke as a
If it wasn't
character.
for
He's
Yu Yu
a character that I
Hakusho,
love.
Funimation would have never been a company.
Especially with the dub. Yu Yu Hakusho dub is one of the most popular dubs ever.
Hell yeah.
Weird. What up, Dro man?
What up, Dro? Jim was your
Yeah,
favorite?
I can't. Jim was your favorite.
Besides Yu Yu, my favorite was Kurama and that air nigga. I love that air nigga, bro.
That's what he talking about, Jin.
Jin,
Jin was the air nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jin was the air nigga.
I keep thinking Jin's name is the other Australian, the one with the mohawk, the big buff nigga. I get their name.
And he knocked his drunk ass out with the head.
Yeah, the knife nigga. That nigga raw.
So that's nigga, that's so.
But my nigga Jin, like, he pulled up with the smoke. He said, "Oh, I like this nigga, bro. What's up? What you trying to do?"
Hey,
that nigga
he had
Jin
them
was
things
every
with my
fucking
nigga.
word. That nigga Jin was like, fly to Yusuke was like, how the fuck am I gonna fight this shit?
He was the first nigga that I seen take a spear gun point blank and had an escape route for it. Like, he threw it to the side at the last minute, but he could have died though. He was like, "You scared, motherfucker? We both could have died. You would have shot that hole in my face like that." Yusuke was like, "Well, at least we both would have fucking died, right?"
That fact, my niggas was part of the luck of the Irish crew. That shit was funny, bro.
Hey, that shit was funny as fuck.
And
I can say
all
he
became
had
friends at the end. Like they
the
became a
end,
whole
yeah.
nother fucking crew. Like it was them big buff nigga. The knife nigga was smooth too.
The drunk, he jig with his drunk ass.
Yeah, like the niggas that it was like what the niggas that lost the Yusuke crew. Like
yeah, it was some like the nigga with the ice that could use the ice that was hanging with Jin.
That was the one that fought EA.
Yeah.
And then
So
the little Kurama fucking. You know that kid, the little kid with the yo-yos, is where he got Killer was. Is the where he got Killer was idea, like the yo-yos.
To use yo-yos, that's fine, because they do have the same ones, the same blue yo-yos with that white spot. Yeah. So shit, and then who the last nigga? Suzuki, the nigga that was the clown that gave the other team the weapons and shit.
Yeah. You know, people, it's a group of people that's been coming out saying that the Yu Yu Hakusho dub isn't as to the canon as what we perceive it to be.
Well, I mean,
because of like
addresses, phone numbers, and names. I will drop immediately.
They say that the dub is really fucking awful. Like Yusuke and them wasn't like cussing this shit like that. And I'm just, but in my head, I'm like,
I'm trying to slide, but these niggas crazy.
But bro, for real, but in my head, I'm just like, I'm glad they did that because it catered to the 90s era. Like, if you want to know about the 90s, Yu Yu Hakusho, like,
especially like how they dress, like outside of their school uniforms, check their outfits on the covers of these volumes of the mangas, and then the beginnings, the openings to these shows and the endings. It's straight 90s style, like that's straight schoolboy Japanese style back in the day. That's Japanese 90s classic culture style.
Yeah.
So, dude, like the mixed match colors, the clashing colors, the denim on the plaid, the windbreakers, the sunglasses, the Pompeii,
I would pay to go to 90s Japan. I know that bitch was lit.
Man,
like
look,
90s Japan, 90s New York City, because there's the music, like, you know, because of hip hop and shit, like how everybody, like how, you know how everybody rappers now, everybody in New York was a fucking rapper, so it's just like, just that, those two spots in the 90s, I wish I could just fucking be there.
It was a time. No, Kilo. Cause like you can compare, get out of here, bro. Cause like he just seen, like I told him, Yusuke and Hiei second fight when they fought in chapter Black, when Hiei was like, nigga, run your fade. I don't think you got it no more. And Yusuke was like, bitch, what you mean? I just won a tournament. Run your fade then. I was like, that sequence right there is rivalry because they didn't use no energy. They weren't trying to kill each other. And at the end of the day, they both was like, shit, it's whatever. You still trying to fight. So
my point
you
was
can't compare
that he did that to make sure was Yusuke ready for what was.
Was he ready for what Shinobu was finna get his ass?
And then what I love about Hiei in that moment is the growth in him. After that, he was like, you need to rest for a bit. I'll take point.
Yeah.
And that shit right there is just like, bro, I love Hiei for shit like that. Like, okay, you are ready. And then, cause Hiei the type of nigga like, he know he ready, but he ain't finna go nowhere.
Then he was ready. He killed him a nigga right before that.
But
he stabbed him in his face.
But he not finna go nowhere if his homies are not ready. Like, if y'all not ready, we finna sit here. We finna wait. But if you ready, let's up.
Yeah, cause shit, Hiei was the only nigga in the tournament. I don't know if people know this. Fun fact, Hiei was the only nigga in the tournament to not lose a match on Yusuke team.
Yeah, he carried the team.
He carried the team. Hiei was however many fights to 0.
The second part of the tournament when Yusuke was knocked out, he was like, shit, I know whatever just happened, Yusuke with the shit, so I'm finna run it. And he said whoever Yusuke and Genma get, I'm fighting them. So every time
when they was rolling the dice,
he was like, every time it rolled on there, he's like, run it, let's go. Who is that? Who is that? Next. They rolled the dice. Who is that? Run it, let's get it. This nigga fought 3 niggas back to back, bro.
When he killed the first nigga. He killed the first nigga, and that nigga his body was getting used to his techniques, and he still killed that nigga. Roll the dice again, bitch. Let's go. I was like, oh, he ain't got it. He cold.
And even when he was fucked up at the end, run it.
Run it. I'm trying to fight again, bitch. Let's go.
Nigga,
I was like, no.
He ain't MVP low key. But
cause he was gonna kill Suzuki ass, and Gekai came up and fought him. That's when she finally came back and she fought him. Yeah. That shit was crazy. I was like, man, this shit crazy as fuck.
Gekai had no powers and still went down.
Laid paws on his stupid young ass.
He's definitely one of my favorites. Yeah. He
was one of my favorites just cause he cold.
Kurama is that nigga, bro. What you don't know is Prime Kurama is Prime Kurama at all times. Even when he was his weakest, Kurama inside of him was still helping him.
Yoko
Kurama was still helping him.
Cause when Suichi like born like sick, like he was born damn near premature or something like that, and when Yoko bonded with him, it like helped his health. Like his mama even said, my baby's healthy, like he's healthy again. Yeah. Like he's getting better. And I thought that was like cool that they do show that Kurama is like a person, like he's a human being too at the end of the day. Like he's not just a thing.
Yeah. It's like
he called his mama in hell. He called his mama his daddy in hell. So like some y'all having fun in the crew.
He a real nigga. He said, yeah, I paid for it. Yeah, man, I was just working a summer job. You know what it is? I got you, man.
He in hell. I'm talking about he in hell turning.
I got you, man.
He in hell turning spinning wheel.
Look, I got you, man. No, I'm just with the gang. You know how we do. Oh, don't get in no trouble now. No, it's gonna be summer vacation, so I'm gonna just be at Yusuke house all the time. Murking it.
Meanwhile, my nigga, I wish my nigga Yusuke would have got a phone call to Keiko while he was down there one time, just so I could hear like what she would have said.
He a real nigga though. He said I got business.
Hey, he was a real nigga. He said
when I call you.
He told Shawty, I'll be back in 3 years, maybe. But wait on me.
Nah, it was.
He was like,
he actually came back the day he left. 3 years on the day.
And that's when he found out that she had been going there every day since he told her, I'm gonna come back in 3 years. She was like, I come here every day looking for you. I was like, damn, you got you a shorty right there, my nigga. She came looking for your ass every day.
Bruh, listen. the fact that they like ended it on like the love story shit. Like I don't even like love stories,
But that was perfect
but
though.
that was perfect.
My,
That's like the perfect ending.
my nigga deserved that because I feel like the last season of it is meant to show you, it's meant to ask Yusuke this question right here. Who are you and what have you accomplished? What are you proud of? What do you fight for? And in his fights that he had in that fourth season, he discovered who he was. He got to know his demon side. He even discovered that he had something to fight for and came back to it. So, it do make up for he got
like
what
when
he
he
fought for.
when he realized that I was fighting for Keiko and my homie.
Yeah.
All this other shit meant nothing. So when he was like, all right, y'all, I'm out this bitch.
They was like, why you leaving? They was like, why you leaving? You supposed to be here. You the
And he
next.
unified the demon world. That's goated.
He brought S classes that his daddy used to hang with, and they dapping him up. What up, Lil Rising Junior?
And they turned to his ops, his daddy's ops. He turned all his daddy's ops to his friends, to his friends.
And what type of shit? That's what you be saying. Naruto was Jesus. That nigga basically was to them at that point.
But his Talk no Jutsu was way fire than Naruto's.
Hey, my boy Yusuke has Talk no Jutsu.
You know, number 2 is Naruto at all times. Like we literally are the hidden moon village because of Naruto. But Naruto got the Talk no Jutsu. I just wish I know it came out of a time where they couldn't really cuss because it was marketed to us as kids. Which I'm happy with that. But when he got the shipping, he kind of got on his Yusuke shit.
Yeah, especially I say the hardest piece of Naruto you get is when he was mad at Pain, when he was on the mount and he coming back and he talking cash money shit. Man, I'm finna whoop this nigga as soon as I get here, bro. Then he get there and he see the village fucked up and he drop down and smash the first one. That's when I was like, yeah, Naruto was on his black voice then. Cause when had you ever seen him show up, be angry and not say anything?
And then he landed, he was like, where we at, bro? You got lost, didn't you? And she was like, no, this is the Leaf Village. Look.
He looked over and seen Granny.
No, she pointed at the heads. That was the only thing left.
Yeah, and he was like, I destroyed your village, nigga.
And then
but at the same
Pain was just standing in the center. He said, alright. And Naruto's like, bet. That nigga dropped off them frogs and just went ape shit. That shit was so
But I tell folks though, that's when you see that Naruto Talk no Jutsu got reversed on him. When Pain was like, okay.
But Pain the original Naruto.
That's when my nigga Pain was like, okay, cool, fine.
Pain was like,
what about my family, nigga? What about my village, my friends? You kept on
Pain was like, you know the red hair nigga you was fighting? That's my nigga. I brought him back to life.
He was like, nigga, what about my friends, my family?
We brothers from another, nigga. I know your pain. I killed him. I killed that nigga. I did. I knew what you wanted. I set this up. I wanted to fight you. I was gonna kill you. But you know what? I'm gonna put my eggs in your basket. We gonna see what's gonna happen. I'm
gonna let you talk, little nigga.
We finna see what you talk about.
Because on God, I like Pain because Pain even gave Naruto a chance to respond. He was like, now what you got to say about that? And Naruto was like, I don't know what I would do. I'm just being for real. And that's when I was
but Naruto was like, but I'm still here trying. That's all that matters. And that nigga Pain was like,
nigga, he got this nigga hands stabbed together in the ground.
This nigga Pain was like, look, nigga Pain was like, you talking something nice I see over there. I'm kind of glad I just now watching it. Why? You late.
He talking about Yu Yu Hakusho. I feel like it's because I told him that the reason I would have preferred you to start with older shows is because you're not gonna have this, oh, it look good type thing. Like, I like watching it because it look good. Because I can say that certain shows do have that appeal, like you said, like they look good.
But he hadn't watched
I can't say Demon Slayer story trash because I like the manga. I like how they tell it in the manga.
Shit like Demon Slayer is basic as fuck. And that's fine. That's really fine.
But let us know that it's basic though.
Bro, the only anime that looked good that really like shocked me is Attack on Titan.
Yeah, because they
And
changed studios midway and Mappa made that shit look like a movie.
yeah, but the story though is
The story is
amazing.
more captivating. Because think about this. Do you feel like it would be a little better if Mappa had it all the way around? Like you could get all these callbacks and shit that they did from the first season to the
They've
third
been
season.
doing that.
But it's,
They've been
yeah,
reanimating some of them.
but it's in Mappa style though, and in they storytelling style, how they like to do
Oh,
shit.
you
Just
talking about how they doing Demon Slayer where like I see what you're
yeah.
saying.
Like if
I
they
don't know,
went
like
back and they did it like that, they shit would be.
I don't
I
know
would want to see
because
how.
it just depends on bruh. Oh my god. It just depends on the director
Yeah,
because the director for Demon Slayer is a fan of Demon Slayer, so he read the manga, so he knows when to do that. I feel like that's just a director thing because Fate does that, and Fate is Fate is ufotable. No, yeah, that's what Demon Slayer is ufotable. Yeah, Mappa is really like there's really nothing in Mappa. I think you're mixing up studios too, because Mappa is its own thing. Demon Slayer is ufotable. And if you
yeah.
want
We was
anything to
talking about
compare,
ALT too. We was talking about
but
ALT. I was like, how they.
AOT's with Mappa though. Like their
Yeah,
storytelling. If you think about everybody at Mappa is like all the old people from like Madhouse. So think Hunter x Hunter, and all the people from Cloverworks and shit. I think not Cloverworks. Not A1 Pictures.
A1 Pictures do good ass shows too though.
No, but I'm thinking of the people that's at Mappa. Like Attack on Titans, like flashbacks and sequences and stuff would be more akin to how Hunter x Hunter and shit is. You know what I'm saying? So if you really want to think about that, it makes sense.
Yeah, cause shit, I like the way that Mappa has gotten the story where it was at and made it like they own thing. Cause like you can watch the first 3 seasons and then watch the last 2 parts of this 4th season and be like, yeah, there was a change like from the 3rd season to the
But
4th season. Dramatic.
I'm glad that they got the change because after he pointed to that ocean, that nigga
It's
air
over
dark
with.
as fuck. So
Cause
the dark,
that's how
that
I feel
dark.
about.
What?
Now that you said that, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you
Now that
good.
you said that, that's how I feel about Vinland Saga. How this first studio made it so gritty, made that shit
No,
so
all those
fucking
people
real.
still working on it. The team
Yeah,
just
and
moved
but
over
they
to
gon'
Mappa.
yeah, they gonna tell it their way in the Mappa style, and no one is
The director got hired at Mappa, and he hired his team that works on Vinland Saga.
That's what I'm saying. Like they gonna tell it their way, but
No,
in the Mappa
he already
style.
said the owner of Mappa has already said that we're not touching Vinland Saga. That's his.
They not gonna change. They not gonna
That's
change how he
his.
look. Like he's not
No,
gonna get the
it's gonna
facelift.
be. It's gonna be. The only thing that's gonna change is when they take the post process from the animation to like clear it up, like digitize it and shit.
Yeah, because when I seen the trailer, like the little teaser for it, I thought that was them saying that it was gonna get the facelift that they gave Attack on Titan.
No, like it's gonna look like it came from Mappa, but it's not gonna be a Mappa project. It's their like they got their own section at Mappa now, getting a check. And they like, them the niggas that work on Vinland, that's their baby over there. That's the director's baby.
Okay, cool.
Leave them niggas alone. All y'all other niggas, honestly, go back to work.
I honestly would have wanted to see them take it in that like facelift way, but I want to see it stay the same too because it started like that.
They had art, like you're gonna see. So like the first half of the season was already done at Cloverworks.
Okay, cool. So it's gonna have to stay the same.
Yeah, like the first half of the season was made already. Like they've been working on it. Except he got laid off, and then Mappa picked him up, and he was going to be contracted through Cloverworks because he said if I don't get to finish Vinland Saga, it's gonna be hell to pay. And so what was fixing to happen is that Mappa was like, okay, well just go back over there and work on it. And then his team was like, we ain't working on it unless he working on it. And because this their baby, bro. They know what's fixing to happen with Village Summit. Mark my words. In
Bro,
3 years,
like,
in 3 years, Village Summit's gonna be like one of the number one animes.
it's gonna be up there with AOT.
Bruh.
Cause on God, I'm
Bruh,
reading that
listen.
whole.
Yes!
I'm reading that whole.
Yes!
Reading
Yes!
this whole is
Yes!
reading this whole
Yes!
is making me like
Bruh,
chill
I'm so
and
ready.
shivers this
Farm-
shit the same way that AOT do.
listen. Farmland Saga finna be lit. It's gonna be
That
chill
whole
as
go
fuck.
crazy.
It's gonna be chill as fuck. Niggas gonna be
And
laid
that's why,
back.
it's gonna go so hard because niggas gonna be like, where Thorfinn at? Like he was going crazy at the end of
But
the first
and
season.
Thorfinn gonna
Then
be
they
in a
gonna see him chilling.
motherfucking and Thorfinn gonna be in a motherfucking farm reminiscing like, damn, I was wildin'.
Until some bullshit happened.
And then he gonna turn into his daddy.
And I like how they gave him the same scene. He threw that hole down. I can use my hands, nigga. Let's run it. I was like, alright. I was like, I don't need no
That
blade
was
to be
the-
a real
that was
warrior.
the
I was
moment.
like, my nigga.
That was the moment that people needed to count their days.
They talking about Attack on Titan.
He did ask them if I killed him on will we all. But yeah, so Attack on
That
Titan.
nigga asked the real question on God.
Yeah, but that's why I said like after that, cause like you gotta think if you look at all the openings and how the show was, it was bright as fuck. It was like happy go lucky. It was a shonen, and then season 4 hit. That nigga got older. It turned into a seinen, and that nigga
His eyes is the change. You can look in his eyes from all of the seasons. When you get to the 4th season, the brightness in his eyes is gone because he don't believe in that shit no more.
And then the one moment you saw that old Aaron was in there when he was crying, and he asked Misaka,
Was it what he was doing?
No,
Yeah, he
what
was
am
like,
I
what
doing?
am I to you? Oh, you talking about when they was on the farm, the memory that she,
yeah, the last
Forgot.
episode.
yeah,
And
when
then-
she was like, yeah, I'm at the farm, what am I to you? And that's when I tell people, Mikasa could have ended that shit before it even started. All she had to tell that man was, I love you. Aaron would have stopped right there. Cause you can see
You saw
in the story.
you saw that's why I like the timeline shit. Cause
Yeah, I feel like in the story you do get that Aaron was reaching out. He was trying to get a reason for him to not
part
do
of him
this
was like, cause he saw that little kid, he was like, damn, I'm finna kill this nigga.
I'm finna kill this
little
nigga. He's like, I'm finna kill all these niggas. And he was like, I want somebody please tell me that I'm doing something wrong. Tell me that I'm wrong for
or
thinking
tell
like
me
this.
something that there's something else to this life besides this shit.
And the last straw was Mikasa, and she did, and that was it. That was the last straw for they brought the camel back with Aaron, and he went left on their ass.
Bro, I hope
'Cause
I hope they do an anime only ending.
I feel like they is because they keep interviewing Isayama. This man is done writing this shit. He don't want nothing. He don't want to talk about this shit no more. They keep asking him if you could have run a different ending for Attack on Titan in the manga, would you? And he keep telling them, yes, I would have, but it would have been too dark for y'all. He keeps saying that, and they keep asking her the same question. So I do feel like they're only asking him that because they feel like that there's going to be an original ending in the anime, which is not a bad take. Because like how me and you both said, the original ending is good, but it is bad in some of its own
It's
way.
the best. It's the worst ending. It's the worst possible outcome, but the best ending ever in the world. My people live. My people repopulate the world. My people is up.
It's like the original ending can be like as dark and as gritty as it wants to, because we got our quote unquote lighter ending, the ending we were supposed to get. So give us the ending that we weren't supposed to see in the anime. And then, they can even do like some Route A shit. Okay, if you start from this episode and watch it from when D
So
and watch
many
D.
niggas. Listen. Stop. That's the Evangelion shit, and I don't want to wait another 13, 14 years for a whole nother path to take place. That shit dead.
But what if it don't? But what if it don't be? What if it don't be that long though? What if it be like a 2 or 3 year thing? And then
Bro,
be
you
like,
see
okay,
how long it take Mappa
right
to
there.
drop? Bro, Mappa is overworked. I want them niggas to end that shit and take a break, bro. Dead ass.
My whole thing with Mappa is y'all do have a lot of original works that do not have a first season. Y'all are giving them a first season. and y'all think y'all not gonna be busy with how popular some of this shit is. I
And they
really
get all the
what
heat. They
they
all the
getting
heat.
all the heat. The next one I want them to drop a trailer for is Hell's Paradise. I see the teaser for that. I see how they drew, how the style gonna be for Gabby Maru and the demons and shit. I'm locked in. That's gonna be my Demon Slayer killer. Mark my words. Hell's Paradise is gonna be a Demon Slayer killer because it's Suicide Squad. It's like
You too
I
hype
can't
now.
explain the
I'm
story without
sorry.
spoiling it. Yeah, bro.
If the manga,
I'm
listen,
telling you,
I'm gonna
this
tell
shit
you
is
something.
gonna kill Demon
I'm gonna
Slayer.
tell you something how manga work. If the manga not popping and Nick, you ain't heard nobody talk about it,
The manga is popping with Hell's Paradise. It's in the
it's
big three
straight.
when they talk about dark horses.
It's straight, but it ain't no big three or none of that. It's just a manga that people talk about.
Okay, you saying that?
No.
Have you read the whole thing?
I don't think I read the whole thing, but I
Read the
know
whole thing before you say that.
No,
I'm
it's
telling
probably,
you, read
no,
it.
it's
You'll
probably,
change your mind.
it's probably legendary.
Read the whole thing.
But what I'm telling you is this though, like shit like Village Saga. Look how good Village Saga is, and it's just now getting, and it ain't
It's
even.
like Chainsaw Man.
Time out. And it ain't even hit its peak yet. Wait
That's like
till
Chainsaw Man.
Chainsaw Man manga did decent, but it's still a gory shit. Gory anime don't sell like that. So what I'm saying is shit like Village Saga, by the third, fourth season, then Village Saga, then we can come back to this episode. And I'm
Because it's in the
you,
last arc now. In the manga, I think he said it's in the last arc in the
it
manga.
ended.
Village
It
Saga.
already ended.
It's over. It's
Yeah.
over with now.
Yeah.
Okay, bet. I didn't know that he had ended it
I
already.
wanna say it's over.
I believe he said it was in the last arc. It had a few more chapters or something. Because that was the reason why I never read it, was because I wanted it to end or be close to the ending, and I could binge read it. And he said it was close to the ending, and I started reading it. If it's not done already, it could be done. But shit, we gonna come back to this one, cause I believe that Hell's Paradise is gonna be that demon show that people want to see. Cause people say that Demon Slayer not gory enough. It don't have enough real
It
action.
finished in 2019. I told you.
Oh, Village Saga finished in 2019.
Yeah,
I didn't know that it was
Village
done.
Saga. I told you Village Saga lit. I just don't like
I
reading.
didn't know the manga was done.
I don't like reading a lot of manga all the time because I be like waiting on another chapter hurts my heart, especially when it's a monthly release. I picked up that Power Ranger shit and it's a fucking monthly release, and that nigga been on break.
That's why I like reading shit when it's in the last arc, because if you in the beginning of it, you got plenty of shit to read because it's coming up to the end. That's why I hate reading shit when it first began, because you don't be knowing if it's gonna go month to month, week to week, bi-weekly. That's like Chainsaw Man. They changed it from going weekly to bi-weekly. And it's still him because it's on point with how it's supposed to be. But it throws off my manga rotation on that week that it don't come out though, because I be looking forward to it on that Tuesday. After I get my One Piece and Black Clover and JJK, that Sunday I be looking for Chainsaw Man Tuesday. And now I got to wait for Dragon Ball too because they taking the month off.
Yeah, but they're gonna start a new arc, so that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm okay.
This is when they start a new fucking chapter. This when they start. It's when they go on break when ain't finished no goddamn arc. Is when I be mad.
They should be killing me. Like how Togashi been doing.
Then let him go. What's the alternate ending? Okay, so the alternate ending is basically Eren actually killed everybody in the world except for everybody on Paradise Island. Like, he actually... Hold on, I'll pull up. I've been doing this shit all day. Hold on.
Yeah, show them that, hoe. Because I finished reading that whole ending. That shit is peak. That's probably the ending that I would want to see. If I wanted an ending that had more like of a end feeling to it, that's the one that I want, because it was total ending. Like, there was no coming back from that shit. You don't come back from 100% nothing. I feel like with that shit, they did this little thing on Facebook where they gave some of our anime characters bounties from One Piece. You know what Eren bounty was? 950,000 berries. That's too low. That's too low. I was like, y'all just ain't finished the manga. Y'all ain't seen what that man did. He worth way more than 9,000 berries. He worth however many people average to 100% of the population. 0.2.
All right, okay, here we go. Oh, there's music part of it. Time out. Have you ever read Attack on Titan, Kilo? For like,
I don't
for
think Kilo has
motherfuckers.
read it. Kill
Oh
has read it though.
shit.
Kill, I think this Kill that's asking you. Kill
Is
has
it
read the whole
Kill?
thing. I think it's Kill that's asking you.
Well, yeah, he said, "What's the? Have you read it though? Do you know the
Yeah,
ending?"
Kill has read the whole thing because we was reading it together when it was coming out. Like we was talking about the whole special release week for it and everything. He's read all of it.
All right, hold on. Let me pause this music. All right, so, and the alternate ending is. Let me find a video without all this extra
Really
shit.
shy, yeah, guy.
Do you know how Isayama got the idea from Attack on Titan though? That he was playing a video game that it had three endings to it, and one of the ending was the good ending, but the hero like it was a good ending that just prolonged the bad situation, and the bad situation came back, and then that was the true ending, which it was the power of friendship, and they killed the friend that they killed basically the friend that was like evil basically, which is Aaron. Aaron is the one that's evil. Man, Titans and shapes shifters only. I can't understand that. Anyway, and then it's the third
And they,
ending,
yeah,
which is it's the third ending, which
yeah.
is the true ending, and it's basically the hero of the story got his wish, and he kills everything on the planet. I forgot what the video game is called. I gotta look it up, but that's basically the story of Attack on Titan. He just remade it instead of aliens and like man eating bugs. He made the Titans and all the Titan stuff and all the Titan Pass and shit. All this literally the video game. It was a PSP game, by the way.
So one thing that I think is real cool about Attack on Titan, how it can have an alternate ending, is think about how it started. Like it started up with Aaron waking up under this tree and he was dreaming. Like, and you see that same scene being talked about so many different times. How many different paths of Aaron did he see of him waking up under that tree? And which one of them paths are we like following through his actions? That's what
Yeah.
I feel
So
like is they
so
could make like an alternate ending for it.
yeah. So Isayama, what he did is at the beginning of the manga, Aaron is laying on the tree, and he's waking up from dying with Aaron. Like him and Aaron. Like he died in front of Aaron. That's why you see that vision of them in the house after he done built the house as a Titan. You see him build that house, and they just run away. They run away from the same tree. So basically, he is sitting on top of he's sitting on the tree like this right here. He's sitting on it, and on the manga now, when you start the manga, he's sitting on it, and he's waking up from dying from in another timeline where
In the same
he was sitting on the chair outside his house, leaning against his house, and he told Mikasa, he was like, "I'm tired. Let me just take a nap," and he died. And so Mikasa knew what it was, but they had lived the rest of his life as a Titan, which was like what 8 years. He lived
yeah,
the
he
rest of his
had
life.
like
He had like
years
eight
left.
years,
Yeah.
and so he lived the rest of his life on a farm in the middle of fucking
With
nowhere
Mikasa.
with
Because that was
Mikasa.
their dream in the manga. If our folks that don't read the manga, that was something that they talked about. I wanna.
Yeah.
He said, "Do you want to run away with me?" That was what they
Yeah,
talked
and
about
she
running away.
and but the moment in time when their timeline before they ran away was when he was looking at that village on the last episode, and he was like, "What am I to you?" But in the alternate timeline, she was like, "You're my lover, like I love you," and he was like, "For
And
real," and he kept
she
crying, and so they
and he
grabbed hands
stopped.
and they ran
Yeah,
away, and they never seen everybody ever
yeah.
again, and
They
the
never
whole
saw
world.
everybody again.
And they found out on the newspaper that all the fucking parody people died. Everybody on parody died.
Cause
All
they
the
bombed the fuck out that hole. That's
yeah,
what happened. They
technology.
bombed that hole.
Yeah, like what you see at the end of the chapter, basically World War II happened, but instead of like the world going to war, everybody went to
It
World War
was
Paradise.
them at Paradise. They basically dropped a nuke on Paradise
Yeah,
because heard of man eating monsters.
yeah.
Wouldn't the world drop a nuke collectively on one place if it's a
So,
man eating monster on it?
so what happened was in that timeline, like the you know how they said the government like blood technology was even greater to where they can tell like who was a fucking a follower
And
of Ymir, and they killed
yeah,
them on the spot. They was like massacring everybody like the
there was
fucking
no
Jews.
question.
It was
Yeah,
over with.
because
So I'm sorry, but that's what basically happened. It was fucked up too.
yeah,
So
that shit was crazy.
when Aaron, but because Aaron has the fucking the Attack Titan and Mikasa, like that, their bloodline are the only two things that can change the timeline. So what Ymir is basically doing is when she sees them die or sees one of them die, she takes their soul and puts them in another timeline to see how shit. Like she's basically just watching the same movie over and over and over again, but she's
And
trying
just
to
putting a
see
person in a different position each time
each
because
time.
they be they self in the timeline. Think about it like if you go back in time, you take your person's place. That's
Yeah.
basically what
And but basically how they're doing the timeline is the spiritual timeline, like how
yeah,
in Days of Future Past when Cat sent Wolverine's mind back in time. That's basically what Ymir's doing. When that body gives out, before like Ymir takes the soul and drag it through the fucking path tree shit and wake him up at the same. What's up, Maria? No, that's Mom Dukes. My fault. Oh damn, I can't see. That's my Dukes. Uh, so what Ymir is doing is taking the soul and dragging it all the way back to the moment in time where Mikasa asked him, "What's like? What are you doing? Like, get up! Like, we gotta go back home." And then the first time you saw it in the thing, he was on the tree and he was crying because he had loved her, but because Ymir dragged him back in time, he
he
knew all
still
the feelings
different.
he had for her,
Right.
but he didn't know what the fuck was going on. He thought it was a dream, and
He
that's
just
why
knew
he
he had
asked.
feelings.
That's why he asked your hair. When did you cut your hair? Because he was still coming back from
Right.
the past.
Another another ain't that's the time that you talking about when they first see each other again when
No, 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 no,
he
no, 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 no,
uh
no, 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 no. I'm
not
gonna get
that
to that.
time.
No,
You
no,
talking
no, no,
about
no.
another time.
All right, so that's the manga opening. So when you get to the fucking uh anime opening, he's laying on the ground, but right before he wakes up, you see all the destruction and chaos and shit. So when you see all the destruction and chaos and shit, he wakes up crying because he was scared and he didn't know what the fuck was going on, but he was coming from killing everybody as a titan. He had just killed
Yeah.
everybody and
Yeah.
and
Like
and
each time
he even killed like fucking Mikasa and them. He was coming from like the worst timeline, but he killed everybody.
yeah.
But when that happened, he woke up and he said, "Mikasa, when did your hair get longer?" Because he was on the ground, like they had killed him. When they kill him, like when he was waking up, they had killed him, and that's the end. When you see him waking up in the anime, he's coming from the end of the manga. You see what I'm saying? So when he wakes up from the end of the manga, he's in the anime now, and now he's on the ground. He's asking Mikasa. He's crying. He's scared, and he was wiping his eyes. But then when he sees Mikasa, he's asking her, "When did your hair get long?" And remember, in the anime, she has longer hair. Like she's like not normal. Like he thinks she's not normal, but she was like, "What are you talking about?" Like my hair has always been this long. But he was coming from the timeline where, if you remember, in the what you call it, her hair is short now. So we're thinking that everything's gonna play out the same. But every time they had started Attack on Titan, there's little subtle differences that change something. Like little things like so in the timeline where he runs away with Mikasa, he's doing this shit because of his dad. And that's what you see. In the
That's like the
anime,
biggest change I
yeah,
felt like. Cause to me, I felt like his daddy was the reason that he didn't look at Mikasa the way that, like, a normal boy in that situation would look at a girl, because he saved her from kidnappers. Like, he killed two people as a little boy. So to him,
that's
he
his
was
niche.
just, yeah, like, he didn't get a chance to look at her in the same way that she looked at him.
But
But
in the same
yeah,
sense, though, he
yeah,
was following basically when he unlocks the Titan's true powers. He sees that his dad wanted him on this path. Basically, how you
right.
see Zeke in the show.
And you see that to Zeke, he didn't understand that his daddy still loved him at the end of the day. That he never wanted him to kill people. He just wanted him to help him with his plan. He never said Zeke go out there and kill folks. That was what Zeke was not understanding. He thought his daddy put him on the path to be a mass murderer on some shit. But really,
Mm-hmm.
Grisham was like, I love my kids. I love both of y'all. I never wanted y'all to be these type of people. But
Mm-hmm.
because Zeke was made the person that he was through the training and meeting the other nigga that was the Beast Titan at the time, it opened his eyes in a different way. He didn't see his daddy like his daddy no more. He saw him as an alien, like a person that was trying to use him. Where Aaron never got that same treatment that Zeke got, because Aaron's mama wasn't royalty and Grisha wasn't this damn refugee slash slave. He was a
Mm-hmm.
normal person, a doctor in the village.
Yes,
So
and
shit,
and another thing, every time Mikasa says like "see you again" in a story, like in the whole anime, she would always say "see you later," and
yeah,
then
she'll never say goodbye.
yeah, and so they will wake up, and he would be like "see you later," but then if he wake up in a different timeline, she'll start saying like something like "see you again." Like in the anime, I think it's "see you again." It's just little subtle differences that they do that makes you think that Isama like planned all this because of that video game. But I
Yeah,
won't know. I personally don't. I don't want to give him that much hope because I want that nigga to kill everybody. Like he's the
because that's
only
what I
he's the
wanted him
only
to do.
shonen protagonist that became a villain that had me
So
rooting for
far,
him.
so
That had
far,
me rooting for him to kill everybody. Like they tried it with Sasuke,
yeah.
they tried it with Vegeta, they tried it with everybody else. This the only nigga that I'm like, oh, I'm with all of it.
He
I'm
got
a
a reason.
I'm
Like,
a
he got a
Jaegerist.
complete reason.
I'm a
Yeah, he got a
Jaegerist.
reason for everything. Because when I seen that this was Aaron, like when they revealed that Kruger was Aaron in the manga for the first time, I was like, yeah, Aaron on his team. Because what did he say the last time I seen him? If I kill all these people across the ocean, will I finally be free? And he's actively going about that in the story, has been for months now. And we finally get to reveal that Aaron is Kruger, like he's been plotting this whole time.
Yeah, here go one of
So
the
shit,
scenes that like this is like an alternate ending somebody made. But this
yeah.
is one of the scenes where like you see him crying like as a kid, that's
And he
him
woke up under the tree.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
him
he's like, I
remembering.
just killed. Like he's like, I just killed all of y'all. The fuck, he was kind of
No,
happy
no,
about it.
this one is like his love for Mikasa or whatever.
Yeah, because look at how he look. He looks like a lighter version of himself, almost like he's full of emotion again. Like he don't look like that in the anime. He almost look like he's losing his light in the beginning, because, like how you said, he's remembering all of these events that have happened in another life. Then to him, he just fucking died. He waking up again. Like, imagine how traumatic that could be. Like, you just died to you, but you waking up again. Like, I just thought I died.
Mm-hmm. Like this is the ending where I think this the
The Battle of Heaven and Earth is the most important battle in the entire Attack
It
on
is
Titan.
dope
This
that
battle
people
is between the
have like
combined forces of
seen the
warriors of
threads that he
surveying corps
laid and
against
like
Eren
just
and his
came up with their own ending, because they could be like what he originally planned for it. Like, yeah, I wanted to end like that. Maybe I see him like some of these. You never know.
mm-hmm. Hold on, let me see
army of
this.
colossal titans. As the flying boat travels towards Fort Solta, Armin notes that due to obtaining the Warhammer Titan, Eren may not be residing within the nape of the Founding Titan, and discusses with both the warriors and core members about various means to incapacitate the Founding Titan. The meeting is interrupted as the group is being pulled into paths by Eren. As his comrades try to talk Eren down, Mikasa pleads for Eren to return to them. Seeing Eren in distance, Armin, Mikasa, and the others try to reach him, but are unable to get any closer. Eren tells them that he has no intention of stopping. He proclaims that he will take all of the world's freedom so he can achieve his own, but he promises not to deny the Alliance's freedom to thwart his plans. However, Eren reinforces his intent to destroy the world, refusing to negotiate on any terms and stating that the only thing to stop his advance would be his death, before sending them back to the flying boat. The emotional Survey Corps realizes that they have no other option but to fight Eren. They arm themselves with vertical maneuvering equipment and explosives to detonate at the base of the Founding Titan's head. While leaving on the Azumabito boat, Falco and Gabby plead with Annie to let them help with the efforts to stop the rumbling. Due to ingesting Zeke's spinal fluid, Falco recalls memories of a former beast titan that was capable of flight, and is confident he can do the same. After Kiyomi, Yelena, and the crew abandon ship, Falco does indeed generate an avian form of the Jaw Titan and flies in the direction of the Eren's Founding Titan, with both Annie and Gabby riding atop his back. As both groups head towards a rendezvous, the Marleyan military has received numerous reports of the Wall Titans quickly overrunning the continent. As survivors and refugees begin to reach Fort Salta, War Secretary Mueller orders soldiers to drop explosives on the quickly approaching Titans.
Falco.
The Founding Titan summons Zeke's Beast Titan form and shoots down the airships with projectiles, and eliminates all of them, rendering the fort defenseless.
You just letting this whole play
from.
from.
Approaches Eren. He is struck by several projectiles, and one of the wings is destroyed.
So he
Armin
can get an
orders
idea
the Beast Titan to be a top priority target.
Of what the bad ending was.
The damaged ship
would be,
directly
yeah.
over the Founding
But
Titan.
the good ending
Soldiers
for
and warriors jump out of the
parody,
ship as the
like
final
his
battle
friends
for
and shit.
humanity begins.
Yeah,
Notices
the
that
bad
Zeke's
ending
Beast
for the
Titan
world, but the
dissolved
good
soon
ending
after
was.
Reiner went to attack it, alerting them that Zeke was not inside it. As the others retreat, so
But this
Armin
may
can
be the one
transform
where he
into the
killed
Colossus
the
Titan.
one he
He is
wakes up
captured
from
by
the anime
another
where he
Titan
killed
resembling an
everybody.
Okapi. Many more
Yeah, like
Titans
he.
begin
Well,
to
I
spawn
think this
atop the
is the
Founding
one where he
Titan's
killed
back,
everybody
reacting
because
with
it was
hostility
colored. I
and
remember
dropping
it being
soldiers
colored.
back. Peak realizes that the Titans they are facing are resurrected versions of the 9 Titans
I
from
thought
the
that
last
was a
2,000
cool
years,
twist on it.
realizing that
That
Eren can generate an infinite number of Titans. Peak tries to rush to
Armin
his
was
nape
the
on
one
and use the
that came
explosives to kill
down
him.
there and
She
like
manages to
fucked
set the
Zeke up.
explosives around his nape, but
That it
before she can
wasn't
set them off,
that
her
was a
Titan gets
cooler
impaled
take
by
on
Lord
it.
Tiber's Warhammer Titan. Before the group can make any progress, Bertholdt's Colossus Titan appears and grabs Reiner. It attempts to devour him, but
The
Reiner is
other
rescued from his
Titans and the
Titan's nape by
animals and
Jean
shit
at
got
the
free
last
from that
second.
open.
The
They
Colossus
were
Titan
Titans
throws Reiner's
at one
Titan at the
point in
group, but
time.
the impact knocks them all the way from Eren's Titan. Reiner and Jean's maneuvering equipment are busted, and they are left stranded, hanging 400 meters above the ground. Reiner tries to convince Jean to
Right,
let
this
him
is
go so
why
he
I
can
thought it
transform
should
again,
have
but Jean
that
points out
everybody
he will
fucked
only
up
be
at
crushed by the Colossus
because
Titans
he
beneath him.
got
As the
stabbed.
9 Titans of the past begin to attack, the group is rescued by the arrival of Falco, who has learned to
That was
fly
where I
with his
was
Jaw
as a
Titan.
manga reader with it. I
As
was
they
like,
approach
oh,
Fort
they
Salta,
died.
the soldiers
They
quickly come up
fucked
with
up.
their next move. Gabby reveals that when Eren's Founding Titan spawned in Shigashina, a large centipede creature erupted from his body that reconnected his neck, and believes that it could happen if the head and neck are separated once again. Levi decides to stay aboard the Jaw Titan due to his
Them
injuries
niggas
and
had
provide
fucked
support
up
with Gabby,
bad.
while the others return to the Founding Titan and split into 2 teams.
Yeah, that was weird
Mikasa,
as
Connie,
fuck,
and
the
Annie will
fucking
track down the
centipede.
Titan that took Armin, while Jean and Reiner
Yeah.
travel towards the head and nape where the explosives are. Everyone agrees, and Falco flies towards
That
Eren.
was a
The
weird
fleets of
take on
barrage
it,
of
but it
arrows
was
shot at
a
them from the various
good
Warhammer Titans after
callback so we
depositing
could
both
see how the
teams,
shit
continue
looked.
circling
Because we
around the
never
Founding
saw the
Titan so Gabby
original
can
little
disable the
bug
Titans
up
with her
until this
rifle.
point.
Yeah.
Reiner gets overrun by the numerous Warhammer Titans and is repeatedly shot and stabbed with arrows and pikes generated by them. Having been pinned down near the nape of the Founding Titan, Peak emerges from the cart Titan and begins to transform and tear apart numerous Titans nearby repeatedly. Meanwhile, the
I
other
was
team
surprised
spots the
that they
Okapi
never
Titan
shot at
kidnapped Armin,
Falco,
and
but it
Mikasa
was
signals
probably
Annie to
because
throw
he
her
wasn't
towards it.
like in
Despite
range
this, more
to do
Titans spawn and
anything.
corner Mikasa while keeping her and the others away from the Okapi Titan. Inside the Titan's mouth, Armin begins to suffocate. He concludes that Ymir is the one generating Titans to defend Eren and begins to lament that he and his comrades are powerless to stop the 2 of them. As he begins to pass out, Armin sees Berthold Hoover standing before him, crying. Armin stares down at his unconscious body and grows frustrated that it will not move, thinking that he is dead. As he remembers his friends, he begins insulting himself, lamenting that all he ever does is let himself and others down. As he angrily proclaims that he has wasted the second chance at life he was given, Armin realizes that he is surrounded by sand. Seeing the sand, Armin realizes that the fact that he can still see and think means that he is still alive. Realizing he is in the paths again, Armin thinks that he might be able to continue helping his friends through the connections all Eldians have in paths. However, his thinking is almost immediately derailed when he sees Zeke Yeager sitting nearby. He introduces himself to Zeke, and Zeke asks Armin if Ymir has consumed him. Armin sits with Zeke and listens as Zeke explains his theory about the origin of life. Zeke theorizes that all life forms find their meaning by multiplying, and that it was a resultant fear of death that caused Ymir to spawn a undying Titan body and escape to the world of the paths. Zeke theorizes that the reason she continued to obey the Fates for 2,000 years was because she still felt a connection to the world, and that she likely chose to help Eren because he was the first person able to understand her. Armin tries to get Zeke to tell him how to escape the path world, but Zeke believes there is no point in continuing to fight. Seeing a leaf stuck in the soil, Armin recalls a time in his youth when he raced Eren and Mikasa to the top of a hill outside Shigashina. Recounting the memory to Zeke, Armin claims that at that moment he had felt that the only reason he had been born was to try to race his friends. He had felt that same way reading as a child, feeding small animals and shopping with his friends. Showing Zeke the leaf from the soil, Armin claims that even though he does not need it to live, it is still precious to him. He hands Zeke the leaf and is shocked to see the human forms of many past Titan inheritors standing behind him. As Zeke wakes up the inheritors, Armin notices Ymir Fritz watching them from the distance before turning to see Bertholdt. Acknowledging his role in Bertholdt's death, Armin asks his former ally to help him. At the same time, Zeke thanks Grisha and Tom for everything and asks them to lend him their strength. All of a sudden, many of the spawned Titans begin to turn against each other and provide support for the beleaguered soldiers. Bertholdt saves Annie, who is overrun by Titans. Marcel and Porco jump in to save Jean and Peek, while Ymir in her Jaw Titan form manages to save Reiner just in time. Levi notices the Okapi Titan and instructs Gabby to shoot it in the head. Mikasa also rushes towards the Titan and slices apart its jaws to free Armin. As the number of Titan shifters fight among each other, Zeke emerges from the founding Titan and calls out to Levi. He remarks about how life truly is worth living and that he was stupid not to notice it before. Levi flies over and swiftly decapitates him before returning back to the Jaw Titan. This causes all of the rumbling to stop. Jean rushes towards the founding Titan's head before detonating the explosives, calling him stupid little suicidal blockhead. This blows off the head of the founding Titan, and as it falls towards the ground, the centipede creature does indeed emerge to try and reconnect it. Reiner starts to wrestle with the centipede in an attempt to keep it away from Eren's head, informed that Armin will try to destroy Eren by transforming into the Colossus Titan. Jean rendezvous with Peek, and they retreat to the Jaw Titan with the others as Falco flies back to Fort Salta. Armin is held in the hands of Tom's Beast Titan and Bertholdt's Colossus Titan, thanking their predecessors for helping them achieve their goal. He transforms and blows apart the rest of the founding Titan's body with a massive explosion. The Survey Corps and warriors fly back to Fort Salta, and as Falco lands, the warriors reunite with their loved ones. The Survey Corps can't believe they were actually able to achieve the impossible and stop the rumbling. Armin's Colossus Titan emerges from the crater unharmed, while Reiner's armored Titan slowly gets up nearby. Due to the mass amounts of steam covering the area, they believe Eren was killed and make their way to Fort Salta as well. Just then, a large flash comes from the crater and Eren emerges in a Titan body similar in appearance and size to the Colossus Titan. Armin confronts him and begins to fight his former friend. At the same time, Reiner notices the source also survived, and it begins to billow a gas that floats towards the fort. The inhabitants in Fort Salta notice this as well, and Connie notes that the gas is similar to the one expelled in Ragako that turned the village into Titans. Realizing what is about to happen, Levi quickly orders Mikasa and Peek to get back aboard Falco with him and depart. As they watch their companions depart, Jean muses that he and Connie are going to have to entrust their allies to finish the job for them. As they are about to transform, Connie jokes that it is Jean's fault that they are burdened with the job of saving the world, since he was the one who convinced them to join the Survey Corps. Soon after, they, Gabby, and all the other Eldians are transformed into Titans and quickly rush toward the centipede to save it from Reiner. Annie and Peek immediately transform to help Reiner, but all
he told his ships and acronyms, y'all know the drill. Get on this hole, get left.
Declaring that he will fight him until the very end. That was the main disadvantage when Eren lands a devastating blow against his own head, caving Armin's
Get on this hole, get left.
As Levi and Mikasa come closer to Eren, Mikasa experiences another strong
oh God, because shit not to get real look your ass on the ground.
She finds herself in the alternate reality where she is living in isolation with Eren following their decision to run away from the Paradis-Marleyan conflict. Eren notices that Mikasa has been crying, and Mikasa wonders if it is
that first little hook you gave Armin,
had was to run away and live out the rest of his 4 years in peace together,
yeah, you watching
since he
on
could
the
not
stream,
bring
my
himself
fault.
to rumble the people living outside.
Yeah, I watched him on the stream.
Mikasa apologizes for bringing up the past, and Eren asks her to forget about him when he dies. Mikasa wakes up in the real world and says that she cannot forget him. Tying her scarf around her neck once again, Mikasa tells Levi that Eren is inside his Titan's mouth and asks him to help her reach him. Levi fires a thunder spear that blows apart some of the teeth in the Titan's mouth big enough for Mikasa to get through. She sees Eren's head and spine and is momentarily taken aback when Eren looks towards her and acknowledges her presence. Mikasa recovers and vows to always remember Eren. She then severs his head and kisses Eren goodbye as Ymir looks on. Once Eren is killed by Mikasa, Ymir Fritz is freed, and the power of the Titans disappears. The surviving Titans also turn back to their human forms, but are quickly confronted by those of the Marleyan military. Both sides learn that the Titans are no more due to the death of Eren Yeager, which Armin claims responsibility for. 3 years after the Battle of Heaven and Earth.
It's not gonna give the extra part to it.
Yeah,
that's fucked
what I was talking about. What the fucking extra shit?
The island leaders, as
the extra shit was supposed
for
to
no reason.
The extra shit I felt like was supposed to have happened when they was on his back. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
Because
What? Because
that's when they started changing.
All right, so basically the ending where when you see her go, when you see her go in there, she stops and she doesn't kill him, and she just sits there, and that nigga slay everybody.
Like y'all see how Armin is holding him back. Reiner was out there chasing the bug with all them Titans. Reiner, Annie, and Falco, they all die out there because they get killed by the Titans. And then, yeah, they're the only people that die because they get killed by those mindless Titans out there. The rest of them end up surviving that are on the island. But the rest of them is
everybody who's not on the island, fucking die,
except for Mikasa. Yeah, because Mikasa's in his mouth. Even Armin died because he keep fighting him. So I was like, damn, that shit was a little crazy. Like, it even showed you that he didn't really give a fuck about Armin at the end of the day because he killed his ass out there.
Levi and the other members of the Survey Corps survive. However,
Kilo, he didn't see that was, Kilo, that was how he actually ended Zeke. Like, Zeke come up out there, and Levi still is that same nigga that killed him. Like, he been killing his ass the whole series. He the same nigga that did last fight.
You can't be one nigga.
You can't screw up one nigga. He out here spinning on your ass every season.
That nigga Levi, goddamn.
He spent on your ass one time and been spinning your ass for damn near 3 seasons.
That nigga Levi on sight.
Every time he sees it, he be like,
I'm
gonna take cars at you. He ain't that nigga here.
I'm trying to see. I'm trying to show you where Eren wins.
And everybody die.
Yeah, if not, I'm gonna leave it.
You damn straight he is. In Attack on Titan, they don't call that nigga the strongest, humanity's strongest soldier. They don't call that nigga that for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, it'll probably say 2 or 3 armies of Titans, normal Titans to kill Levi. And even then, he probably went in and died. He'll play their ass and go look for some more. Because I like that they made Levi and Mikasa actually able to fight like time shifters and shit. Because the rest of them can't really hold no candle to their ass when they come to sword play. But Mikasa and Levi go out there and do some damage to one of their ass.
Yeah.
Is this it? Yeah.
I can't find none of the shit, so it's straight. Just know. Oh shit! Just know there's the ending that he wrote where Eren kills everybody and wins. The power of friendship, and Eren kills everybody, including his friends. Basically.
He didn't give a fuck.
At all. How long have we been streaming for?
An hour 30. I know you tired because you had the pre-stream.
Hell yeah. I'm like, damn.
Or sure, we can cut it. If that's the price that y'all pay for starting some early with my man.
I got a time limit. Oh my god.
Hey, my boy got a battery around his home.
Listen, I want to lay on the goddamn floor. Right? If I could lay down on my back, I'd be straight.
Ain't his old.
Like if I could take my computer to the bed, I'd be straight.
Yeah.
Like I did last time.
Over there in the bed straight chilling. What's the most shit? Oda made. He announced that manga that the people got in chapter Red that saw it in Japan, they all got a free volume that gave you like some backstory to the movie. It gave you like information about Shanks and everything. They said that he announced that that's canon, so like all of that information will be like fit into Laugh Tale through like the story some type of way. Like it'll get brought back up. Cause in it you find out that Shanks, I think he can't tell me he not now. He is like a celestial dragon. Like he comes from a family of celestial dragons. But Roger found him, like in the manga, they say that Roger found him at this big island, that it was this big conflict that happened, that it was Roger and the Marines teamed up to fight this one group of pirates. Roger found Shanks in a treasure chest. Like he was 1 year old and he just found him in a treasure chest. Some odd reason, he couldn't leave the boy there. He had to take him with him. It was the same situation with Buggy that they say that he found Buggy. Buggy and Shanks the same age. He found Buggy, and Buggy was just there. Like they don't know who he is, who kid he is. This, that, and third. He was just his kid that Roger brought into his crew. And you see that Shanks later on in the story tell Luffy, "I don't want you in my crew because you're a kid." He learned from his experiences of being on Roger's crew as like a kid. He grew up a pirate. He was like, "Luffy, you don't deserve the life of a pirate, not until you open enough." So shit, it do splash back on why Shanks who he is now with the experiences that he had. Yeah, it's a fairy tale effect. That's the word I was looking for. And like shit, they say that his daughter is canon now because this chapter is canon, and you get the way that Shanks adopted her. She's not like his blood daughter. It's like the same way with Luffy. She's like an adopted through name. So shit, you get the little information on how she was adopted. It's really like a told story type thing. It's Sengoku that's telling the lore. He's narrating the chapter, and he's just telling you like what's going on and what's happening. And then like you get the end of the chapter is like the beginning of the movie. They say like you get cut to this scene of his daughter like on a ship or something, and then that's the beginning of the movie. So shit, I like that Oda is fleshing out Shanks finally. Like we ain't had no information on Shanks thousands of chapters. Like now we finally get some.
Yeah, because he's ready to talk about it. You gotta make that character, and then like I'm gonna come back to his backstory.
And I like that he alluded to it in some of the minor ways throughout the whole story to keep folks interested in Shanks. Like Shanks still there. Like let me let him do this one thing. Let me hear them talk about him one time. Then we get the story thousands of chapters later.
What damn? 170 is it 1075 now? 76 or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
It's almost them some goddamn, and I think that's crazy. Almost them 100.
I don't know. Let me go. Let me be right back.
Whatever. You warm and shit. You finna go to sleep night.
Oh man. Now I'm trying to be like you like last weekend. Yo.
Oh, you
forgot?
tried.
We
No,
forgot.
y'all niggas need to forget the
We
fuck.
forgot.
Y'all niggas need to forget the
We
fuck. I was
forgot.
nowhere. I was in a secluded,
We ain't forgot.
hey, confidential location.
We ain't forget.
Hey,
Just
I
know.
won't be there too. I won't be there too many more times, but
Yeah, you gonna get your cook up next week.
I will get my cook up next week.
Yeah, I'll make sure Kilo
What you-
leading the pack. I'll make sure Kilo leading the pack.
Oh, that's fucked up. That's fucked up.
You know he be on your ass.
Man, that nigga call me every day. That's what I can appreciate.
This song's so
see what the hell's up. Hey, that hoe is hard.
Bruh, right? This shit,
Hey, find out what it is, throw it in my little mix. You put it in the mixtape.
bruh, listen. This girl played tonight going to sleep. This is.
Hey,
This
that's
a
the
vibe. In my
mixtape.
headphones, bro, this a vibe. Like, I was listening to this earlier, and I started it over so I can make sure. Like, I started the whole playlist over so I can make sure I can catch this song. Because this is,
Hey.
this different.
That's it. He said, this is it right here. I wish I could hear the music in my headphones like how we was on Zoom. That shit was a
Man,
vibe.
dude, yeah, we gotta fix it. I think we gotta fix it, bro. We gonna fix it.
Cause that was in this jam and that shit was the vibe.
The Zoom was the vibe. They fucked us up on Zoom.
We were rolling on that whole vibe. Getting in and on, no mic issues, no video issues. And come on, bro. But Discord been doing us pretty good too. Can't even.
Nah, I fuck with this. I like this.
I like Discord too.
And I'm glad I got it because like Destiny, we be using it on Destiny and shit. So
It's right there on your PC. Like, you don't gotta put an ass on it right there.
yeah. Damn. I'm straight now. I got the cover on.
Y'all ain't trying to go to sleep. Nah.
I'm straight now.
What
Wait,
else
it's only
is there?
2 minutes.
Okay,
Gotta run
let
that
me.
back.
Okay, let me see. This is what I wanted to talk about. I've seen people
Wait,
talk
what'd
about
you
this.
say? What did he say? Hold on.
Say this motherfucker.
Why is my shit low? Is my shit about to die? Probably because I've been using it all day. Hell yeah.
But shit, it's one thing that I seen people talking about with this new JoJo's, and I feel like it's weird because it's a girl. Like, it's meant to be like that. She's a fucking girl. But you know how they be saying if you watching JoJo's and it have a bunch of boys in it, they this, that, and the third. It's like it's almost fan service to girls that watch it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, the backlash that Netflix is getting with this is that they're adding the fan service that they had in the manga for Jolene, which is real so like it's not nothing crazy like she naked, her clothes falling off. No, it ain't nothing like that. It's basically same how they do with the boys. But it's Jolene though. And like the girls aren't taking it the same way that they took it with the men that they did it for 5 seasons straight. And I think that that's crazy.
Oh, they don't
That
like
because
of
they
me,
don't
right?
like it because the men have a fan service because all of the main cast in part 6 are girls. Like Jolene is like the skinny girl. She look like she look good.
The
She
black
look
girl
like a
thick as
typical
fuck.
like white girl from Florida. Right, the black girl, her man thick as fuck.
Thick as
Then you
fuck.
got the other dude. Then you got the other girl that they meet later on in the story. And it's like shit.
The little
Y'all
white
mad
girl
at me?
look like a little white girl.
Like we get 3 girls and then the rest of the cast is boys. She get like men fan service, like the girls get to see a man interact with Jolene and they be close, they be talking to her, they be almost kissing and shit. And it's like they forget that shit happened because most of the cast is girls. I think that is crazy.
Yeah,
Cause
dude,
like the one
like-
scene that I seen,
That what?
one scene that they had, that one scene in the beginning that I can remember just off the rip because I'm watching the news episodes, is one scene where like she's fighting a nigga with a stand and his stand can bring meteors from the atmosphere. But they hit the person that's not his stand. When they get closer to him, the magnetic field around him just make him disintegrate. So shit, because Jolene can't see him and their asteroids falling out the fucking sky, they're falling fast as fuck, almost like bullets. They're ripping through her damn body, like she got holes and shit in her body. But like she can't stand up, like she's bent over. And you know the position that they like drawing their ass when they be bent over. It's like that, like little fan service like that. And the camera's like from the back. I was like, damn, Jolene, fuck. But she bleeding to death though.
Yeah. Oh, so they want it to be like a social justice warrior shit, like.
And I don't.
No,
and she,
but they been
and
doing
she
that
not
to
like
fucking
that.
Josuke and them. Who was the third one?
Jotaro. He was the nigga that was like, I'm
They
finna whoop
started
your
with
ass for this
Jotaro.
nigga.
Like they
Okay.
started like he naked one time.
It was one scene that he was nigga. Yeah. When they was in the desert with the water, that nigga was
That's what I'm saying, bro. He been doing weird gay, bro. See, like the fourth one with them niggas in Italy so fucking gay.
When he was licking that nigga ear like,
Yeah, like that shit gay as fuck. So it's just like, what you expect from this nigga at this point?
right, like we can't have like a girl with the same fan service, but it's for boys instead of girls this time, because she's the only female JoJo. Like a lot of boys be like, this was my favorite like part of JoJo's because it was a girl. Like I got girls in it instead of just these buff ass dudes all the time. Which is how I feel. Like I like seeing Jolene because she's such a difference from the boys. Like she still can fight and shit, but she just fine with it though. Like it's just nice to watch. So shit, I don't be understanding like why this get as bad of a sit rep. But shit like Fire Force don't. Like the fan service you get in Fire Force, Tommy clothes always falling off.
But
They don't get money.
But it's so funny because it started off with like her clothes wasn't like didn't fit her, so she had got stuff that wasn't like tailored to the fire shit. And so
And then it went from that to her shit burning up, it fall off, her titties fall on somebody's face. I'm like, what the hell?
Fire Force lit though. I can't wait for season 3.
Can't wait for season 3 either, because I read the manga and I hope it is a point that they could stop it. But I want them to just make the 4th season the last season, because it's not that much more they got to tell.
That shit, the 3rd could be the last depending on how long it is.
That's what I'm saying. If it's as long as the first 2 seasons, like it's a whole 24, they could like make their little stopping point, they 12th episode, take a little break. Then the end of it is the end of the season, which will be fine, because it's really not that much more of it to tell from where they stopped at with this.
That the world is going to go to shit.
Yeah, they didn't already introduce that the Atsumarasi thing is something that they can't stop. Like it's set to happen at a certain amount of time each time it don't happen. So I think that they introduced that it's a timer that we can't necessarily stop. Then I mean, yeah, that's more.
It's a prequel season to the GOAT, because it's like
And they remaking the GOAT. They're doing like a Soul Eater Reborn. I think that's like the name of it. Soul Eater Reborn. Is they gonna give it the same treatment they gave Full Metal Alchemist with the beat with the Brotherhood? It's gonna be straight manga. How they did Shaman King, it's gonna be to the teeth of the manga. I believe that they'll give it like, instead of it being, I want to see them get the 52 traditional, like how they did with Shaman King.
I love that they're going back to the 2000 shows that I grew up with and you grew up with now, because now it's just like, now you seeing real shit, and all these are hits again. All of them are hits.
You can't compare them to nothing but other things that are also in the same category. Anything less would be a damn disrespect to it. So
what people don't realize is that Shaman King and Soul Eater, like, if it wasn't for those being good, you wouldn't have no Demon Slayer and shit like that, no Chainsaw Man, no, like all the shit we grew up with.
Popular in this, that, and the third, because Shaman King and damn Soul Eater are them 2 genres, like big ass weapons, soul type mentality things. This, that, and the third, them concepts would have been dropped because they didn't pick up enough fire heat for it. Like we would have been getting like fairy tale shit at this point.
Don't do that.
And who would watch that?
Don't do that.
I mean, no, I'm not talking about like fairy tale show. I'm talking about fairy tale like stories.
What you mean fairy tale?
Fairy tale though. Like
fairy tale what?
You don't think that let's just say this is a world of bad certainty. Shit always go the wrong way. What type of anime shows do you think would be at the top if shonen just fell off? Like the peak shonen shows that we know, they never took off.
So
but
are you
other
saying that like if the pandemic never happened and Demon Slayer and like anything on Netflix didn't blow up?
Like everything but the exception of like the Netflix movies that we got that was animated. Okay. Let's take that. and the pandemic never happened. Like Demon Slayer was something that was like Demon
It was
Slayer
just a regular
ended.
show.
It was a manga. It's still a manga. Like the manga been ended for like 1 or 2 years at
No,
this point.
it still
People
has
don't
season
understand.
1 because season 1 came out before the pandemic. It still has season 1.
Okay, bet it still got season 1. Season 2 hadn't been announced
You
yet.
wanna know? You wanna know the truth?
Yeah.
JJK just came out, and because it's not
Yeah,
on those streamers,
it just came
you
out.
wanna know the truth?
Yeah.
And by now, if the pandemic never happened, it would still be the new big 3 would be here, and it would have been My Hero, Black Clover, and Boruto.
It would have got shoved through the pipeline. You believe it would have been one of them stories that we was
Black
like, yeah, it
Clover
was.
Black Clover would have never got canceled. It would have went into
Yeah.
filler. Why it caught up to the manga.
But I believe
My
that-
Hero would have never got censored because the sales dropped during the pandemic, if you remember correctly.
Yeah,
And the show went off
It
air.
was one
The
of the
show, My Hero's show ended right before the pandemic. Like it started
Which
at
is
the
a
top
good-
of January. It started. It was like the Chisaki fight was the top of season 4, 2020. So it was a Chisaki fight. So everybody was hyped. It would have ended on top of the world. Season 5 would have been season 5. We probably would have got the 3rd movie, but it wouldn't have fucked up season 5 because
Yeah.
the pandemic wouldn't have never happened, right?
yeah, it went like let's pretend like it never happened.
So if the pandemic never happened, season 5 would have started the shift in My Hero, and then Kurama's death would have started the shift in Boruto, and then the season coming back, like Black Clover would have been back by now if it never went on hiatus, and the picking up, it would have picked up the shift of Black Clover. Because all 3, if people forget now, those are the 3 shows that niggas were riding like hard.
That was for New Gen niggas. Them was the 3 shows that New Gen. grind.
Like, if you go look at every chapter of Shonen Jump from 2016 to 2020, the first 3 people on the covers is Deku, Asta, and then you got fucking Luffy in the back behind them. Like
Because he's still selling. Because he the last one still selling.
he the last
Okay,
one.
but another question. Do you believe they would be pushing Bleach's last season if we never got the pandemic? Do you believe that would still be a pipe dream?
I feel like what would have happened is that when Naruto lost Kurama, we would have started hearing about Bleach.
About
again.
Bleach.
And so it would have been like, damn, Kurama just died and we finna get to it. It would have been legendary. We would be in a legendary moment right now. If the pandemic
What about
never
that?
happened.
What about that live action stuff? What would the live action stuff be if the pandemic? Do you think we would have it by now if the pandemic
I
never
don't think
happened?
we'll have it by now just because our shooting schedules work.
Yeah,
because
because they just said they just finished One Piece. Like they just said they just got that.
I feel like the only one we would have been Yu Yu Hakusho. I feel like we would have had Yu Yu Hakusho back by now because they was
I
trying
feel
to
like
get it
they
out.
wouldn't have had no reason to push One Piece. They would have had a reason to push it like that.
Yeah, they was trying to get Yu Yu Hakusho out this year for the anniversary.
Yeah.
We would have had
They
Yu Yu
wouldn't have had
Hakusho
a
by
reason.
now. It would have been goated. All those contracts were already done before the pandemic, so
Okay,
One
cool.
Piece
So,
would be coming earlier. But you
Yeah.
gotta think like fucking.
I felt like the Gear 5 shit would have happened sooner because remember they had stopped for that month and a half
No,
because of
they
the
stopped
hack.
writing chapters for like 3 months and shit. 3-4 months. Oh,
Yeah.
and then the hack happened. I forget about the
Yeah.
hack. Yeah, Digimon
Like, that's
Survive
it.
behind. Like Digimon Survive only in episode 39. Like with that,
Yeah.
if the pandemic never happened, Digimon Survive would be, we would be seeing the new Digimon series by now. You see what I'm saying? So going
Outside
off
Ghost
that,
game would be dang.
yeah, like fucking the Lightfall, like every Destiny expansion got pushed back. So Destiny will be ramping up. Like they're still ramping up, but now they're doing like an extra season and like these mid-tier seasons before Lightfall. Everything got pushed to February, but we would have had a September release of everything. Cause like when I came back to Disney, I didn't know like they had pushed it back. Cause I came back thinking Witch Queen had came out, but it was just the Witch Queen announcement trailer. Because so what Disney would do every September, Halo, Bungie's been releasing games every September for 30 years. Every September. So Witch Queen would have came out in 2021. Lightfall will be coming out this September. Yeah, everything would have been different right now. We would be in a golden age right now.
I believe that everything that we see that's coming out in 2023 would be here now. Like, we would be in the middle of it almost.
Everything would be ending. Like, Bleach would have been out. Bleach would have
we would have been in like the middle of it, if not like the beginning of stuff.
Bleach would have came out December last year during the Bleach Fest.
Yeah, and we would have got Chainsaw Man and all of that this coming up fall. Like, it still would have been this fall, but it just would have came earlier because it ended like 2 years ago, and they didn't make the announcement for it. I said the same thing.
Because right now, like, you know how there's this drought of anime, like, and it's only like Spy Family like kicking it. Spy Family wouldn't be as popular as it. It would just been another show.
It would have been in the pipeline.
Like, you got to think how much shit would have been. Like, right now, Bleach would be going on because it would have started in December. My Hero would have started in December, in October last year.
Yeah, like, some of the shows that we think peak only peak because they don't have no same competition. Like, they would have just been shows that we would have been like, that was a good show, but it's in the pipeline though because it's not sticking with the ones they sticking. Yeah. Which I understand that, because that's like how it is now for me. Like,
I feel like they're trying to get on track though. Like, that's why I feel like
October, it's gonna start in October for real. Like, they giving everybody their chance. Catch up on your manga.
But it sucks though because it just sucks that October is so much shit finna come out. Like, I don't think Bleach finna do good. If Disney has Bleach, if Disney got Bleach, bro, it's over with.
I heard this though, that is only a distributing thing. It's not like
gonna be it's not gonna be simulcast. It's not gonna release.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That was crazy. That it's not gonna be simulcast because that's where you get most of your views from. The fact that it's simulcast.
And then we watch it as it come out, and then we go rewatch it in English.
Yeah, like the dub ain't gonna come out
because we don't support them niggas. They're my niggas.
I'm watching that whole both ways. Like, I'm sorry that it happened like that, but I'm watching those both ways.
It just sucks that they're not gonna be able to shine. Like, this the one moment where
I wish Crunchyroll would have just kept it.
Man, it's this the one time where
Crunchyroll would have just kept it for real.
Right, this the one time where the big three could have shown all these new niggas why they the big three. Look,
exactly, bro.
Listen, bro, because I guarantee if the pandemic never happened,
we would be in time
we would have got like a Naruto movie we would have got a Naruto movie or some shit. Like, for the anniversary, we would have got a Naruto movie. Instead of the anniversary season that we got with Jiraiya and them, we would have got a Naruto movie, bro.
Like a Naruto guiding type shit.
It would have been something Naruto, because they would have been like, oh, Bleach coming back?
Naruto. Drop my boy back off in there.
Bet we finna get it cracking then.
They just had the Dragon Ball movie. I believe Dragon Ball would have been on the same pace. Like, nothing would have changed about Dragon Ball.
We would have had a Yu Yu Hakusho movie. I don't know. It would have been a different decade.
Yeah, we would have made 2022 would have been a fire year for games and like the community as far as that, because I feel like the games took a big hit too as far as like production.
It wouldn't have been that year break from Marvel, and so they would have been coming off the wave of Endgame, so all the Disney shows would have just made sense.
More, even though they make sense now.
No, they still make sense. It's just.
Yeah, even though if you're not the type of person that just keep up with that continuity like that, then you watch them hoes like out of order. They can't fuck with you, right?
Yeah, like it would have been but I don't know though. The only thing I'm happy is that we wouldn't have got Spider-Man No Way Home like that.
I felt like they pushed Spider-Man No Way Home because that was gonna be a seller for a minute.
No, like Spider-Man No Way Home came out first. Like it was supposed to come out the year when Doctor Strange came out this year. Spider-Man No Way Home would have been out this year, and Doctor Strange would have came out last year.
Because they try to always push Spider-Man as their Christmas like movie. It's always an Avengers movie or a Spider-Man movie. Because Sony had the year that they didn't have a movie in the theaters from Marvel, they still had Spider-Man in there for the Spider-Verse. Like that came out around Christmas time that same year.
Cartoon. I'm talking about the live, like.
I'm talking about the live action too. Like as far as like the movies, like that's like one thing that I noticed that they do try to put. Marvel tried to put an Avengers movie, or they tried to put like a Spider-Man movie, like around Christmas.
All the fucking Spider-Man movies came out in the summer.
In the summertime, yeah, because they had Sony taking up the Venom shit. Like Venom was coming out in October.
It would be Venom or fucking Spider-Man, but same shit though. I mean, not October. It would have been the summer, like August or July. Like Spider-Man, Homecoming was like July 3rd. Spider-Man No Way Home.
It was the 4th of July movie.
Spider-Man.
I want to say No Way Home came out around Christmas time. Like it came out when
that was the only one. So I said it got pushed up. Like it would have, like it wouldn't have came out then. It would have came out this summer. Like we would just not be seeing Spider-Man, while Doctor Strange would have came out in December. And then like it would just been a different movie.
It would have been fine to see them like come straight off of Endgame, like that was like no break. They come straight off.
Yeah, like I feel like everybody got Marvel fatigue now, and I feel like they would have been ramping up Kang. Kang will be way more important. Cause
like now he's somewhat sitting down as far as like feeling wise, because they telling all their solo stories right now. Like I feel like we're not gonna get no big Kang picture of like who he's supposed to be until they next Avengers movie. If he don't be in this Ant-Man movie,
he ain't Ant-Man. They showed the teaser at
okay, cool.
They showed the teaser coming.
If he ain't Ant-Man, that's fine, because then people that don't see Ant-Man because it's Ant-Man, you know how they like to do that, nigga. Because it's Ant-Man, they be like,
I love Ant-Man. I got all his pops
like
movies and shit.
I like it too, but how he's in how the basic general audience views him, he's like childish. They be like, I'm gonna watch the Ant-Man movie.
Bruh, I made a post on Facebook years ago, and I said, y'all sleep on Ant-Man, but he the main key to this.
Yeah, that's how the stories get told, through some of the quantum shit that he do. Even like the time traveling had something to do with his quantum shit. So that's like why I be saying you do have to watch them Ant-Man movies, because that's where you get the ideas that get brought into some of the Avengers movies. Because people keep forgetting that Scott is like 7th or 8th smartest person on the planet. He just don't know that shit. Oh, it's Hank. Hank is like 7th or 8th smartest person on the planet. So I mean,
he like top 5. It's Moon Girl, Reed Richards, Tony Stark, Bruce Banner. They kind of flip flop. No. Moon Girl, Shuri, Reed Richards, Black Panther, Iron Man and Bruce Banner are tied, and then Hank Pym. But Hank Pym, Bruce Banner, and Tony Stark kind of like interchange, just depending on.
Yeah,
what the fuck?
Because I feel like the reason they like that is because they're just human beings at a base level. Like they can make human errors like that, whereas like the people in front of them have like some other intervention that help them make decisions.
Yeah, like Reed Richards cheating because he got the Counselor Reeds. Like he meet with his multiversal selves.
Yeah, he can meet with. That's what I'm saying. Like they have ways that can cheat that them three possibly can't, because they're basic in how they think per se. Like they're basic human genius. And Moon Girl got the she's just a genius, and then if she needs to,
like
she
Moon
can.
Girl,
like,
Shuri, and Moon Girl, Shuri, and T'Challa are just smart as fuck. They're all black though, and they're just brokenly smart for no reason. But Reed is cheating. That's why I really don't want to count him. Hank, Bruce, and Tony got it out the mud with the smarts.
Like they peak human genius. Like they, as far as the human genius is gonna take it with no intervention.
Like Moon Girl is like she fucking figured out how to recreate dinosaurs. So that's legendary. Shuri and Black Panther, like they have advanced tech, so their technology is like 50 to 100 years ahead of the Marvel Universe, depending on what like writer you're like watching.
And that's a
and
big
reading.
and that's a big perch considering where they're at that point though.
Yeah, like right now, if we're in 2020, them niggas in 3020. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's what I'm saying. That's a big ass, like, people say that, oh, 60 years ain't like it actually is, because in 60 years from today is something shit that we would never have. So I just think about that per se. So that's like what I'd be saying when you look at how they look council structured as far as like who's ranked, who's smartest. You have to look at the people that's in front of them and the people that's like behind them. Because there's one thing that set them apart from the person that's right behind them, but then there's one thing that's dramatic that set them apart from the person that's probably right in front of them. That's like kind of how I look at it when it comes to power scaling too. Like they had a post on there that had like a couple of people, and how I based it was I put Saitama number 1 because ain't nobody taking the damage that he gave Goro, even half of that in living. The only reason Goro lived was because he was in Saitama mode. He was just canceling it out. So it was Saitama, then I put Morihei, then the rest of them just went as they went. Because even after that, Mori would go hand in hand with Saitama and probably stand a better chance. He wouldn't get one hit, let's say that. Because Mori
think
had...
the Saints are more powerful than all of them.
I can't say that they up there. I can say that they up there, but I still don't think they passed Mori, because Mori beat a god in his own place. He fought a nigga on the sun. He beat Satan on the sun, hand to hand, in his own verse. I don't think you get more harder than that when it come to martial arts, nigga. That's when I thought Mori was the GOAT, because he beat a god in his own verse on the sun.
It was on the chapter of the manga.
This god in high school.
Manga or the show?
This is in the manga. This is how you meant to be. Because the manga just ended not so long ago, and that was the end. You find out Mugen is like Saint, and his like realm is on the sun. Mori went up there and fought that nigga and beat him.
Damn.
It all go into that he's a reincarnation of Sun Wukong. He can beat gods, he can fight gods. Gods ain't shit to Mori. Like, he didn't beat plenty of them, but that was his strongest feat to me. When he beat that nigga on the sun, because he was supposed to be undefeatable because he's in fire. How moving shit, right? I thought that shit was crazy.
Damn.
So I put Mori right under that with Saitama. Then it was like it was Superman for me, then Goku, then Omni-Man and Homelander. Homelander's trash. He at the bottom of the list.
You like the boys?
The only reason I like the boys is because they gave you a real take on it. As far as they heroes, they trash as fuck. Homelander is at the bottom of any... If we're talking Superman clones, Homelander is at the bottom. Because even Omni-Man is a better Superman clone than how his powers work. He has the basics: flight, super fast, super strong, durability. That's Omni-Man. Homelander got heat vision and the same shit he got, but Omni-Man is a better character though. He has better durability feats and everything. That nigga flew through a planet. I don't see Homelander flying through no planet around this hoe. And he supposed to be the same type of nigga. So I always put Homelander at the bottom. He's up. If Superman and another Superman clone are in a conversation, Homelander's at the bottom because he's at a base level with his shit. Whereas the next person could be like 3 or 4 levels behind Clark before they're at Clark. But in my opinion, Superman will best Goku. It ain't no way. I can't see Goku whooping that man. So that's why I always put him above Goku, and then, do the fit after that. So I don't know. Niggas be crazy when they be talking about who Goku can and he can't be. But that's a nigga that people will unanimously say that he can't whoop is Morihei.
Why is that? Oh, because of the safe shit. Well,
That and the fact that he's a better representation of Sun Wukong as far as like how his legends and shit are told through a character. Mori is that nigga because he even embodied when they copied Wukong. They took hair out of his head in the story, and the guys was like, this nigga causes so much trouble. Let's see if we can make a copy of this nigga to send him to fight himself, and maybe they'll like stop him from being so much trouble. They do that, send a copy down there. Wukong look at this nigga and he like, he can even call his staff and everything. He called the man's staff. They get to find the fight lasted for 100 days. After the 101 day, Wukong came back to heaven with his copy of his head and threw it at Amaterasu's lap and said, try again, and went on by his day. That literally was the same thing that Mori did. The dude came and tried to take Mori's life, and he whooped his ass and went on by his day. And this was supposed to be a nigga that was Mori's copy at his peak, like his ability at his top. And Mori surpassed his limit of his own potential and beat this nigga and went on by his day. Damn. It was literally some Goku shit. Like, that's the fight that Goku dreams of, meeting somebody that pushes to his limits and he go past it. Mori do that with niggas on a daily.
Why do they base all these niggas after Sun Wukong though?
I think it's because of the fact that he a legend. Like, Wukong was the type of nigga that, like I'm saying, like in the story, he beat Kurama. Like, he's the person that killed Kurama. They put him to sleep the first time. It was Wukong. Kurama destroyed half of heaven. They sent Wukong after his ass. Wukong put him to sleep. And then the next time they meet in the story, Kurama help him because it's a respect thing. It's just like that in the story. Like, when you meet these
So you think Yu Hakusho based off Wukong?
In a way, yeah, because you get that Yusuke has his ancestralness, how Wukong gets in his descendants. In the story, Wukong do meet his descendants that come from his bloodline that he accidentally started. So yeah, a lot of animes do take like a Journey to the West vibe from them, and like how they tell the story, a character in the story. Like in Naruto is like Naruto is Wukong's first child, because in the story, Wukong's first child had golden fur. He was the first child ever born with golden fur like that out of like Wukong's people, and they named him Goku. That's where you get the Goku name from. They named him Son Goku. It's named Bright Fur. That's what it's meant to be said in their people, Bright Fur. That's what he named him.
Is that why fucking Goku Geek is orange in the show?
Yeah, that's why he wears bright colors. That's why the hair is bright colored, because in the story,
I never knew that. I
his
knew
first
about
child,
Wukong, but it stops at when Wukong kills the god. I never knew he had a life after.
yeah, like, because he look at the boy and the first thing he say is, you remind me of myself, because his first transformation that he ever got was when his fur brightened up. He was
Wukong is the dude of 1,000 transformations. That's why, and people be complaining about Dragon Ball Z, but they're gonna have 100 transformations before it's over with.
Yeah, and then like he look at the boy and he named him Goku, like Son Goku. That's his name.
So was the second nigga named Gohan?
No, it don't go like that. I don't think they give a name to any of his other kids out of like his first generation. But when you meet his grandkids, that's where they get the vegetable shit from, because it's a joke in the story. Like one of his first grandkids that he meet, that's like generations later, his name is, I think his name was like Veggie something. It was like Vegeta something. It had a long ass name, like Vegeta Tomo Samo or some shit like that. It meant like bowl of vegetables. And that was like his great grandson. Because when he meet him, the reason that he know he his grandson is because he has his patch in his fur that's bright colored. He like, only my lineage of my own blood carries that type of pattern in their fur. Because remember, his first son born golden like that. So shit, bro, the story does get deep. Like, I think Journey to the West has like 6 chronicles, and the chronicles are like volumes in it, and they just I don't think the volumes, like each volume is written by a different person, because they're all written years or sometimes decades later. Like the first 3 volumes, I think, are written together, But then the last like 5 chronicles were written at different times, like throughout history. Like shit, it could have been like a family thing, like they was telling a story through the family, or it could have been like I don't know, like just a random legend that could have been told. But the story is interesting. I mean, the thing that make it hard to read is it's translated straight through Chinese.
I knew that. That's why, like,
Chinese characters. That's what makes it hard to read.
That's why I don't read. That's why I never went past. I didn't even know there was some past the first story.
Yeah, it's a bunch of stories because like he has interactions with a lot of the guys. Like he had to, like when they were out journey to the race, this is his journey going west. Like think of him as like the sun. The sun is set in the east and it rises in the west, right? Throughout this whole journey goes around the world. It don't tell you that he visiting different places, but it do describe like the scenery, and you can tell that he's in different places of the world. He's going around the world in his journey to the west. Like he starts like outside of like normal everyday Japan, like where China or Japan would be.
Well,
Start
it's their
right
motherland. It's like it will be China. It's a China folklore, but it's told through like I think it reached all the way to like Korea, and Japan adapted some of it, but not all of it, just because like their roots are all from China, but as they separated in their tongues and shit.
Cause the Korean roots come from like when they meet people, and like when he meets people, he meet the people and he say they look strange, and it's because they're Korean. And he'd be like, these are people that don't worship the gods. It's because they don't worship the same gods. He think like, you know, they criminals or mongrels is what he said in the story. And he'd be like, yeah, I don't think I could raise a village of mongrels, is like what he say. And then he go on about like he but shit, it is kind of crazy that they look at it like that. Cause, you know, that's how they looked at Korean folks. They looked at their ass like they was like that because they thought Koreans were straight descendants from Genghis Khan, I believe. Because of how they look, the wide face, their separated eyes, like they really thought they was Khans in essence. So shit, in the story, it made sense for that point in time. That's why I like Journey to the West. It was one of the first myth stories that I
knew, but I'm gonna look it up. Hell,
it's the first myth story that I read from the first like beginnings, and I was like, damn, I like this shit, and I read it all the way through.
That's how it was with Thor and Odin, and they had a lot of Asgardian like lore, in Greece and all that shit. Like, I fell in love with all the white people shit first, and I was like, I'm doing my culture wrong. Let me go.
White people shit.
Cause I was like, it sucks when like, so growing up black, it sucks that like all our shit is in Africa, but we can't really connect to it. We don't know where to start. It'd be different if we knew where every slave that was in Alabama and Florida came from Ghana, and every slave in Georgia and South Carolina came from what's another place? Ethiopia. And Mississippi slaves came from, you know what I'm saying? So I guess like what it was just searching something like that when I was little. And that's why I love space, because it was more like fuck was here. Fucks was here. Like I want my ancestors to go up there and then come back here and let us know what it is and shit like that. That's why I always wanted to journey to the stars and shit. And that's why I really love Destiny. Like, look at my wallpaper. Hold on. I'm gonna show you my wallpaper. Oh damn, not share my screen. Can I share my screen? Hold on.
I think I'm gonna see it on the chat, but I ain't gonna see it in the call.
I'm trying to show you in the call, bro. Actually, no.
Yeah, I think you can. Shit, I think you can. I think you can show me in the call. Don't quote me on that though. Shit.
Oh shit, I done turned it off.
Damn.
Oh shit. I can't do it.
I like space stories too, because I like how Roman mythology uses the
look on the screen. Look at my wallpaper. Like, this is one of my wallpapers. And this is from Destiny, bro.
That whole fire.
Yeah, and this is just like some shit when I be running around Destiny, this is shit I be looking at. And let me show you like this shit. Like this is a raid boss. That's Oryx, by the way, I was telling folks about earlier. Oh, what's this one? I really want to finish the story for Oryx just cause the Destiny. Damn, where was I at? Where's the damn screenshot at?
Be like
here they go. Like, I'm in just Europa fucking off and shit. And then this one, bro, I was just like doing like a mission. And I just looked up and I was like, damn.
That shit look clean. Let me take a shot. Yeah, that's how I am with Ghost of Tsushima. I be stopping at every tool. I be stopping at every tool. Don't let me be in no flowers. I'm taking a picture instant.
My Ghost of Tsushima screenshots are disgusting, bro.
So I Ghost of Tsushima screenshots going off in the down library.
Yeah, bro, like, this is when we first completed raid. Shit was lit.
Hey, that shit hard though.
Right.
There's some clean backgrounds.
Oh shit, that's the wrong thing. Damn, what is it? Oh yeah, god damn.
Oh yeah, I got that.
God damn. But that's what I'm saying, like.
Hey, that shit is clean.
I don't know, like, I just hope black people can like be lit in the future, and like
I mean,
be reconnected to our roots.
I believe that one day that space travel is gonna be like a normal thing. Like we'll at least be able to go to the space station on some type of like tourist thing. That's like how it's gonna start. But then when they find somewhere that like we can inhabit that, it's gonna go out.
That's the only reason I want a kid. Is to leave them some money to go in space.
Right, because I feel like at that point you should not even want to be here. The damage has been fucking done. There is no way that it's gonna get better. At this point, I just want to know.
If
leave
humanity scattered, Earth to heal, and then Earth to be a beautiful place again.
And I feel like that's the reason that they're looking for another place that we can be. Because even if our population gets split off by a quarter, that's better than the damage that we were doing to it at 100%. So I feel like they're looking at this so they can be like, okay, we got an option for an inhabitable planet. How much of human civilization wants to come try this planet out?
Like,
and then this like the crazy shit. Remember I told you this. If they do that, what loss are they gonna take outside of the people dying? Like they just took a quarter of the population of the planet to go try this planet out. If they don't make it, oh well.
I look at it like this. It's the same way these niggas spread across all over the world.
My point. So if they make it, if a quarter of the quarter that we send up there make it, then we got a new colony for people to go up there.
All I need to do is make sure I cleanse my line of sickle cells. I want nobody. I want them to be like, "Are you healthy to leave?" And whoever my grandkids
I feel like that would be a thing though, because gravity is different. Like how close you are to the stars and stuff, they could affect our physiology. Like we don't know that. So what if they be like, yeah, we on taking healthy people, like you have to pass 100% bill of health to go
Or
there.
what if they go into space and that radiation fuck they sickle cells up and make them into goddamn superhumans?
That's what I'm saying. Like, what if people that are sick go out there and they catch cosmic radiation and it like mutate their bodies in a good way? But people that go out there that's fully healthy, it mutate our bodies in a bad way because we're healthy.
That'd be fucking crazy, because they use radiation to heal us, so it's just like.
Right, but not cosmic radiation.
Yeah, but it'd be
or solar radiation.
That's what
yeah,
I'm saying,
that shit
bro.
would be crazy.
You just gave me an idea for my story. That'd be fucking crazy though, like.
You welcome.
Because I never thought about cosmic radiation, but that'd be fucking crazy. Like, you got
like,
cancer, you go out into space and you turn into a god.
Because solar radiation is something that you can like feel. It's the heat that we feel from the sun. Cosmic radiation is something you can't feel. It just affects things as you go
Yeah,
through it.
like
Like
am
it's
I
almost invisible.
like the story I was writing? I ain't gonna get too much out here on the live. But my people, their superpowers like start off as a sickness. So my character has sickle cells, and so he's able to fucking like his powers come from his sickle cells. And how I explain this shit is dope as fuck. But you just gave me the idea, like in the timeline where niggas started traveling in space, cosmic radiation is the reason why I like this shit.
Because I believe that that could be like a real thing because we don't know what a human body can go through under like
I just hate
conditions
you
like
don't
that.
believe the world flat, do you?
Hell no.
Okay.
Because this one thing, the reason that I don't believe the world is flat is because I believe there's an inner layer for other things inside of the layer, underneath the layer that we're on. I feel like the layer that we're on is like literally the outside, like it's as far outside as you can get. And that's why like it's so good for us as being human beings. It's good air, it's good, we get water, we have most of the land. But think about it though. Most of the Earth's like landmass is internalized for the core and whatnot. Why is it so dense? It's almost dense enough for a whole nother planet to be on the inside of it.
Yeah, I believe a hollow planet before I believe flat Earth. Like if they said
Yeah,
hollow planet, because think about how the world was created, like over years and years and years and years of this shit colliding with the Earth. Not all, and then we know about the Mariana Trench and shit like that, the deepest part of the ocean. And we know
Right.
that there's fucking crazy shit at the bottom of the sea. And that ain't even all of the world. Like, it's still shit that goes
and
way
my thing, I don't even like to talk about the ocean when we talk about flat Earth and round Earth. I like to talk about the poles. What reason? This is one thing that I don't know a lot of people know. For the North Pole, every country, every major country in the world has signed a declaration saying that we will not ever go to the North Pole under any circumstances. Why? Why can't we as like human beings explore the world that we live on? What reason do we have to not be in the North Pole? I've always said that that's how people leave and get in from flat Earth. Like you go in through the North Pole, and because it's the opposite of how our world turns.
You mean a
because it's on the
hollow
inside.
Earth, not flat Earth.
Yeah, the hollow Earth. Like when you go on the inside, it's the opposite of everything that's on the outside of our planet. Instead of it rotating on a horizontal axis, it rotates on a vertical axis, and that's why the entrances are up and down instead of a side to side. Like you get that like logic of thinking. Like that's why you go like this instead of like this. Because if you went side to side, it would be like
I get what you're saying, but you had me at the entrance of the North Pole and shit. I can get
like,
behind
okay,
that.
yeah,
Because
okay,
that
you
would,
get
but
like
stop. But that would make sense because of how magnetic fields work. If you look at magnetic fields,
how do you know they not different? Because you on the inside, like they could attract differently on the inside. Is what
but
I
if you
said.
look at magnetic fields, they come out the polar end. They come
Yeah,
out each
that's what
polar.
I said. The north is the entrance,
Yeah,
and
but
the north
the
is the
world,
top,
the
and
world
the
still
top is the
spins
bottom.
like this. But the
Like
magnetic
this.
pole, yeah, no, it is tilted a little bit. Like the Earth is tilted a little bit. If you look
Yeah.
in the NASA space thing, it's tilted a little bit. That's why the sun set. That's why Japan is the rising sun.
Yeah, the
It's
rising sun,
literally at
because
the
it's
top of the
it
Earth.
comes up from right there. Yeah,
But that's why,
and I
like
always
they
thought that was
that's why they still like it can still snow there while being an island.
sun
and
is
shit.
out.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and that's why, because the United States is literally like this kinda. That's why New York
Yeah.
and shit get all the snow, and like Alabama and shit not. So, but what I'm saying is how.
to the equator.
But yeah, but we always look at. That's why when you look at the globe, it's tilted because that's how the Earth really is.
Yeah, that's why I always thought it was funny when people strain it. You would kill us because we all follow this motherfucker. If you strained it up like that, you throw so much shit off. It's at its perfect angle when it's on that axis like that.
But the reason we stand on the reason we're there because the gravity and the magnetic fields keeping everything compact in. if we was to get close to the sun, we wouldn't have a magnetic field, and we would just be the moon.
Yeah.
Like the
It go away.
magnetic
Yeah,
field.
we will become to. But at that point, though, that's why I be saying that Earth is really like a random number. Because how did we randomly be not far enough, not far away, not too far, but not too close to not burn up in the sun to support life like that?
Yeah, cause fucking Mercury and Venus, them niggas is just like
They too far away, whereas Mars is literally our next neighbor, and they
Venus
too
and
close.
Mercury are next to the sun.
Oh, I thought they was the ones that was farthest. They was the ones that was behind us. I was gonna say,
Mercury,
I was
Venus.
saying how that. But you see how close Mars is to us? Mars is that much more hotter, and it's not. I think Mars and Earth are like the two planets that are the closest, but yet still are neighbors.
No, yeah,
Look at the difference. Yeah, look at the difference in the climates is what I be saying. Like, you see how drastic this shit is, and we just happen to be Earth and not Mars.
But what's crazy though, Mars still got polar caps though.
And that's because of the environment and how the axis is on the planet. And I think that's crazy too. That depending on where you're positioned at from the start determines your days. Because they found one place where like one day here is an equivalent to like 2 hours there. And that's because it's tilted in the opposite direction, I believe, of its start.
Oh, you talking about Proxima C?
I think that's the name of it. That one is kind of crazy how...
Because they have a binary star system, so because there's two fucking stars spinning, one of the planets is just spinning around that bitch going dumb.
And that shit crazy for what it does to time. And that's what I be saying. Time is like crazy if you think about it in the way that we like to think about it. Because when you apply it to different things that don't function how we think time should work, it throws it clean the fuck off.
Time is irrelevant. That's why like people like that's why all like the astrophysicists go like time is relative because say how Earth is, they say fuck, I'm finna give a goddamn physics lesson. Okay. Alright, say
because my 5 minutes ain't your 5 minutes.
Yeah, say space is a sheet. Right?
Right.
But it's laying on its side. Hold on, let me just, all right, it's laying on its side, right? And I put this bottle here. You see how this bottle puts a dent in my sheet? This is gravity, right? Hold on, this is gravity. You see this? And so, if you stretch out more, you see how I go back to normal? So that when you get back to the bottle, it dents in. That's how planets work in space. So, when you get like, it's just a big long sheet, and you got your planets inserted. But now you got the sun. And so the sun is sitting in this fucking sheet. And because its gravity is bigger than my bottle gravity, it spins around it. That's how we stay in the solar system. Because we're sitting in the sheet of the fucking sun. And so with the sun being inside of the sheet, if the sun in the sheet and this little, if it's sun in the sheet and this little divot, that bet we're just spinning around this little divot with all the planets. And because we're so small, we spin on a 24-hour axis going around the sun in a year. Well, not really a full year, but that's why we have leap years and shit. So every 4 years, we fix our time to get back. If we really went by the planets, it's 365.4. We should have an extra day of the year.
Right, we would be ahead a couple years.
Yeah, like we would be like, every year we would get a day. Like we would get a day at the end of, if anything, they should add an extra hour to the day, or we would get an extra day at the end of the year, just one extra day.
Yeah, but then I feel like the problem with that becomes, what if you get so many extra days that build up in time lapse?
No. If people would have like calculated with the 365.4, see, when they made the calendar, they just didn't know. They just went off of the season, and then they started adding the days to the seasons. You see what I'm
Which
saying?
is what I theorized as like a kid. I was like, because if you think about it, it's 12 months and it's 4 seasons. You can easily divide that up to 3 months
Yeah,
to a season.
exactly, and that's what happened. So when they got to like mathematicians and smart niggas in Greece and Athens and shit,
They put
they
the
was-
math into it,
they
and
was
that
put
was
the-
how they did it.
and they,
Yeah.
they did everything off of the Greek gods and shit, like August, October,
Yeah,
September.
which is crazy because, like, as a kid, I've always had that theory that, you know, the reason we have 12 months is to give each season 3 months out of the year, and it's equal. Like, it's not like
but
one gets
what they
more
did
than
at
the
first, they thought it would be shorter. That's why February was shortened down to 28 days.
other.
But when they found out with space and shit that, oh no, we tripping. It's supposed to be an extra day. So February gets
Yeah.
an extra day every 4 years.
Which is crazy. Like, you have some people that's born on that damn leap day, on the leap year, on that day. They be like, oh. Then
Yeah.
sometimes certain people don't count their birthdays when they're not on that leap year. So there's some people that are like 2 years old, but in like real time they're like 30.
No, if they was 2 years old, they'd be 8.
But that'll be 8, yeah.
Yeah.
So shit, people really do sometimes count that weird ass leap
Yeah,
days like that.
I feel like as you get older, you start going back to like, shit, I'm only 16 right now, my boy. But that's what gravity does. And so when you got the sun with his big ass gravity and we got our gravity, we just spin around constant in our sheet. Now with the moon though, the moon hangs above us, but because the moon is the moon, it's locked to the ocean, and that's why I be like, bruh, how y'all not believe that the moon and the tides don't have no effect on you if it affects the water all the way in space, bro?
Like, that's what I be telling people. Like
Like, we're
you dumb as
70%
hell.
water.
If you go outside, like, it's scientifically proven on a psychological level that there's a thing known as moonlight healing. You can heal a person's body from leaving them in direct moon.
Like, you don't know how many times I've been just walking outside at night.
That's why some people like the
And I
nighttime.
feel-
Like, they have nocturnal lightning syndrome. That's like a person that likes to be in moonlight. Like,
Yeah, like my eternal clock gets up at, like, I have to force myself to get up during the day. Like, I will automatically
like
get
the
up at night.
nighttime.
Yeah, like if let's just say the world didn't stop. That's one reason I love living in Nashville. I could like wake up in the middle of the night and just go somewhere in Nashville, go get some food, or ride around town, go downtown and go get some
But like the world stop at certain times of the day,
yeah,
which
like,
is crazy.
Like, say we lived in like Atlanta or fucking LA
or New York or some those
I would
city
be
that never
straight.
sleep.
I would be straight.
Yeah,
I probably would got mugged a couple of times, but I'd be straight.
city don't sleep. You be alright.
But that's what
Character
I'm saying.
development. That's what we call it.
But that's what I'm saying though. Like, it's really weird because if you think back to ancient times, it was people who only got up at night because it was safer and went and hunted while all the animals sleep and like watched their villages and shit. Like, it's shit's all in the history.
That word nighttime and daytime folks now. Like, that ain't just a thing. Like, I like to say that we get things, syndromes and disorders that we shouldn't give. It's just a likeliness. Like, you're a type of person that likeliness is that like to be up at night.
Yeah.
The people that say you have a sleeping problem, which is not true. So I
Oh,
mean,
I go to
it
sleep.
is
My body just get tired. Like right now,
Right.
I've been alright. I'm tired right now just because of this chair. But if I was laying down, I'd be straight. And now I'll probably get on the game, get in bed.
Just a person that functions better at night. Whereas me, I'm like a dual person. I can't function real early in the morning, but shit, if I get up in the afternoon,
I
I'm
like
good.
the morning. I actually like
Yeah.
the morning if I've been up all night, which is fucking weird. But by when that sun blaring, I'm looking for a bed.
Hey, I ain't lying. They say that's how you trick your body into staying up all day. If you stay up all night and you see the sun, that's it. You're gonna be up. It's gonna be hard for you to go back to sleep.
Bruh, shit, I've gotten breakfast plenty of times After
That's
seeing
because you
her.
used to doing it. But like me, that's how I know I stay up a whole day. If I let some sunlight hit my body and I ain't touch that bed, I'm up because I'm just up. I can't go back to
No,
sleep
I
after
can
that.
be up. I ain't doing shit though, but I'll be up.
Man, I can't do this shit. Like if I see the sun and I ain't been up all night, I'm up. Like I just had to be in the bed watching TV at least.
That shit
I'm
ain't
like,
healthy no more. All them times I used to DJ at night and just stay up and go to work or something, man, that shit dead.
and that shit, I used to be doing that shit from school. Have to like stay up, do my homework from school. Then had to go to work.
No, I didn't. No, I had practice, so I had to go to school and then go to practice and then go back to class.
That shit, man, your ass has been fucked around and stayed up 2 or 3 days straight and with an hour or two of sleep between each
And
day.
crash when you get home, bro.
I'm talking about dive out. Like, don't let my next day, like, don't let me be on a Friday and I ain't been busy. I stayed up, like basically since Wednesday. Get on Friday, I'm dead to the fucking world till Sunday.
Oh my god.
That shit really do it to you. I be trying not to see the sun when I be staying up like that. I hadn't stayed up like that for a long time, but when I do, I always get to bed. I never go outside. Hell yeah, we made it. You pushed it, my boy, you did it. My boy said I got a date with Destiny. Damn sure right you do.
Yeah, that was the perfect title now.
Date with Destiny, yeah, you did it.
Love. I wish Kilo was still here. I'd fucking show him the rest of Destiny.
Yeah, that nigga probably sleep. He was up. That nigga was up at 7 this morning watching Dragon Ball Superheroes. 7.
He went to the
yes.
movie. He went to the movies at
No.
7.
No, he was watching the little short shit that they be doing. That's like the little fan service thing. How they collectively put all the episodes together into like a 3-hour video on YouTube for like the season.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about?
superheroes. I was like,
Yeah,
this
superheroes.
nigga went to the movies at 7. Damn.
No, that nigga was up this morning watching a 3-hour YouTube video of Dragon Ball
Hey, those
Superheroes.
3-hour YouTube videos be hitting sometimes.
Hey, he was getting them hoes. He was like, this like the 6th season. Oh, I'm in this shit. He's like, I'm seeing God Trunks, future Gohan that came back. He's like, I'm watching this. He's like, I don't give a damn if it ain't canon. I'm watching this shit. He be watching the fuck out of that shit. But he was up at 7 this morning because he sent me the YouTube clip and was like, this shit going hard. And that was at 7 this morning. So he probably asleep.
Yeah, that shit is
But-
done.
Since you got you a Destiny partner in Kill, you just gonna have to start
It's
on Destiny.
1. Yeah, I get
Yeah.
it straight though. We get them straight. It sucks that I gotta find. It's gonna be hard as fuck finding people to raid on Destiny 1.
Really gonna be doing them hoes with each other.
Hmm?
Y'all really gonna be doing them hoes with each other.
No, a raid is 6 people.
Oh, you got to have 6 to start it.
You gotta have 6 people. You can do
Y'all
it.
gonna
You
be in
can
them.
do it, but it's just too
Y'all
many
gonna-
mechanics. And he's
Y'all
never
gonna-
done it.
And y'all gonna be in that whole waiting in the lobbies, boy.
If anything,
But,
I can show them the story and I can like take them inside and show them. But if I can't get a group, because Destiny 1, I don't know if it's dead or alive. It's been so long since I played Destiny.
You look like well, goddamn. Maybe he should start at Destiny 2.
I mean, he could, because the raids from Destiny 1 are in Destiny 2 now, and they got a cinematic that. So when you play the first 3 missions from Destiny 1 in Destiny 2, but they change it to where you need a new dude that was working with Cade, because it starts after Cade dies. And so instead of doing the normal Destiny story where you wake up and you meet your ghost and you meet the fallen captains or whatever, you meet the fallen captains, but when you leave, you meet Shaw Han, which is a vanguard for New Light people who helps New Light people, because after the events of what we did in Destiny 1, the vanguard sends a patrol person to monitor that area, because for some reason ghosts like to revive new light from there, which is really just, them waking up.
Making new niggas in Destiny 2.
Well, the canon, the reason the canon, it makes sense in lore because the area, the Cosmodrome, the area that we wake up in Destiny is where all the ships that mankind were getting on to leave Earth. And so your person from the past was trying to leave Earth and go to a new planet, but they died from the darkness before they can get on the ship. And so when you wake up, you're there. Your body's there.
I didn't play the beginning of Destiny 2 since it was free to play. I had it. I made a nigga on there. I just stopped because I had to grind so fucking far to get.
Yeah, but I can fix
the
it.
grind serious, boy.
I can fix that. It's like now, you just gotta know a nigga who know what to do in order, because if not, you lost as fuck.
Lost as fuck on that hoe. That's why I like the mechanics in there. I like the gunplay and everything. I just undownloaded that hoe because I got to my third question. I was like, what the fuck am I reading?
Well, what if you get Destiny 1 and play through it all, and then we get to Destiny 2, and then you have your character from Destiny. Oh, you can transfer your character from Destiny 1 to Destiny 2.
That'd probably be better because my Destiny 2 nigga probably ain't gonna be nothing compared to my Destiny 1 nigga.
Yeah, like you still have to start over grind, but you will understand it mentally to where when you pick up Destiny 2, your brain's already got the mechanics in here, and then you just pick up the new mechanics.
Yeah, I may have to get on it because Destiny 2 was a lot to absorb that first couple, 2, 3 little missions I did.
Oh yeah, it's a lot. Because they just throw you to the wolves. It's really fucked up. Like, because I went back and replayed it with my girl, and it's not what I thought it was. Like, they took missions
It's not
out.
no hand holding.
So it was longer in the base game because they still had the original. They took a lot of stuff out. So basically, Destiny 2 right now is Destiny 3. They had to take a lot of they took a lot of shit out the game. Everything that was basically Destiny 2, they took it out and they reworked it in this new engine and put it and re-gave it to us basically. So niggas like me who bought
that already had played 2 through Destiny.
All we had to do was just buy the expansion.
New shit. Yeah, you just doing new shit.
Yeah, and so
like what happened when you had games that have been alive for that long. Like it's just too much old content to keep instead of adding new stuff. Like it's just taking up too much space.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. Before they did that because the PS4 and the Xbox One was holding everything back. And the old engine, they still had the engine of Destiny 1 on Destiny 2. And so they scrubbed it and reworked it, and they got this new engine, and it's way better, bro. It's way better. Like, they saw the limitations, because when they put it on PC, bro, like, every day on PC, shit was falling apart. That's why I wouldn't play on PC at first. And, like, when I would get on my PlayStation, bro, I'd be doing shit, and, like, something would happen, or, like, a gun would break the game and shit. Like, it was just a lot of crazy shit. So they had to fix it. So I get it. But they've been slowly re-adding shit back. You know what I'm saying? So, and then they've been going back and adding stuff from Destiny 1 into the game, which I'm cool with that.
I like the callbacks. I always like the callbacks.
Say what? You sound mono as fuck now.
Always like the callbacks. I don't know why my mic did it. I spoke back here and it didn't pick up. So like I leaned up.
Yeah, it pick up now.
Yeah, my bad.
No, you good,
but
bro. We gotta invest in me a chair, bro. This shit suck.
I'm surprised you ain't got you one. You crazy as fuck. That was the second thing I got before we started.
I know, yeah, yours. And then I go to fucking Big Lots all the time and I never see one, bro.
They probably be snatching them all up. But this is probably one of the best investments I've made in a long time.
I need to get it, bro. Listen, I need to get it.
Because we got a pillow on it and everything.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need one of them because this seat ain't.
It got one right here, and then it got one like in the butt back there, like that don't come up that you put your back on.
I need
The only
some
thing
more.
I don't like about this hoe is that like it recline back, but it don't have nothing for your feet or your legs to rest on when you laying back in it. And that's the one thing I don't like about it.
I think I need to invest it. I know I'm about to spend like $800 or some shit.
No, go on Amazon. Amazon have them for like 60 or 70. They the same style as these. You just
60
have
or
to put them
70, you
in.
gotta show me that, cause every time I get on that bitch, they 200.
I show you right
130.
now. Cause like I bought the one that I was looking for was this same one, and that was the reason that I looked on Big Lots
If
because
it's
I
60
seen,
and 70, I'm buying this shit to right now.
cause I just seen, I just sent one to my homeboy that was like a $60 check.
I need
Cause what
something
you
to lean
type,
back.
what you type in when you be looking for it?
I don't know. Everything.
You got to put an office chair, an ergonomic office chair, or a gaming chair because
Every
it'll
time I
pop
put in
up.
gaming chair, be them expensive ones, bro. I seen every Iron Man chair known to man $400. Cause they
See,
know I'm
then-
about an Iron Man chair. Let
Yeah,
me get
they
a fat
just
check.
they marketing some the shit to you. Like this the same one that I got. It's just a brand name one. And it's 79. The white one is 79, right? Did you see that?
Bro, send me that shit.
Bet I
Cause
got
ain't
you.
no
You know I
way,
did.
ain't no way they marketing cheap shit to you. They wild and they know I be spending money on Amazon. Oh, speaking of Amazon, I finally get to show you in person.
Hey.
Look at it! Look at it!
That hoe is fine.
Bro, what? Look. I can't wait to rock this bitch.
That hoe gonna be so clean with the red.
Bro, what? I already know niggas gonna be like, bro, but you not wearing that. Fuck you, nigga. It's still the same Ranger.
Niggas be killing me with that. Here go another one for 69.
I'm gonna put that song up so I can play the guitar.
This actually the same one. These hoes not hard to put together either. The instructions was a little weird, but that was because that was Japanese.
Oh shit. Are these all of them? She be dropping bangers, man.
She was dropping bangers right so.
She got some big ass feet. Why she do that? Let's see. What's it? I think it's some Sunday brunch or some shit.
Yeah, I listened to that hoe too. They have some bangers on that bitch. I wish they had this same playlist that I got because it's anime lo-fi themes. Like it's the
but
themes
I
from my
got-
shows.
I got hit.
Yeah, you gonna get hit for that hoe
I got
because it's
hit.
gonna sound the same. Like it's the same like tune. And I always think that this crazy. Damn, he going one for 45. These hoes come in a bunch of different colors too. The 45. I should have got this hoe. Damn.
It's gonna be the
I
theme
bet.
song to the damn podcast. This song right here. I gotta figure out how we get the music playing for you.
Cause I can't hear that.
Mm-mm.
That's the main reason why I have my shit jamming in the background. I think I sent you 4 of them.
This
hoes.
the
Like,
hardest
yeah.
song she ever made. This the
Was it
hardest
hard?
song she ever made, bro.
I sent you 3 of them hoes.
Alright, bet.
The last one was like a $40
Oh, you know
check.
what I just thought about, bro? I put on a fucking patch after the shower. That's probably why I've been fucked up this whole damn. Them
That's so
patches be
relaxing.
fucking, boy. Them patches be hitting, boy. That fentanyl be hitting, boy.
Oh,
And like what? It's probably gonna be 3:30, and my body like, yeah, it done marinated. We good now, my boy. Let's get on the game.
might as well, goddamn. Meanwhile, nigga, I'm finna get in the bed.
All right, what else? Is anything else on the list? Anything I'm trying to think of?
Is it?
I'm so
anything?
hurt. Why they reviving Bakugo, bro?
Fuck,
He went out like a G, bro.
and he back for no reason.
That literally like he was legendary status. They literally bring him back regular
He
nigga.
back at the face. Yeah, he a regular nigga now.
The only way he'll keep his legendary status if when he wake up and he realize what the fuck he did, and he like, oh, I know how to beat him now.
Brought you back for with the Dragon Balls. I don't know if I can respect that no more.
No, it wasn't the Dragon Balls, but it was a
It damn near was close.
Rito Edo Tensei Jutsu.
On my mama, he wove a clean ass hand sign. Ain't it funny that it's a ninja nigga too? And
Yeah, that's what I told you. That's what I said. Rito Edo Tensei Jutsu, bro. I know what I'm talking about.
He put around and
I'm the.
And just like that, I guess I got to end the show by myself. Alright, folks. My man's got up. You made it back. You alright?
I'm the village chief, my nigga. Talk to me. I'm the chief, nigga. I do this. I do this. I do this. I know what I'm talking about.
I'm talking about he gave the nigga a fresh Edo Tensei My Hero style.
I'm the chief. I know what it is.
Hey, I like the red one. The red one was fire.
I gotta like candy.
Yeah.
Color, what you want? Purple.
Every color, what
Black.
you...
Why?
We gotta get something made for our village, bro. With our symbol. Link.
Every color that was in the show, I copied it.
I was a personal fan of the white headbands because they was just clean.
You know who had the white headbands?
Not the stone niggas. Was it the stone niggas? It wasn't the cloud niggas.
It was cloud niggas.
It was the cloud niggas, yeah. Okay. I'm thinking about that burgundy. That's what I'm thinking about.
Who had burgundy?
Lee had a burgundy one, I know.
But with Village besides him, I know Leaf had it. That's why I bought it. It's Leaf's headband. This is the first one I ever seen. And I was like, oh, red. And then people would tell me like, bruh, how'd you get a red one? I was like, I just bought it.
Lee wore that hole on his leg like a G.
No, he wore it around his belt.
He wore it on his waist, yeah.
On his leg. Who had purple?
Didn't Orochimaru have a purple headband? Yeah.
Yeah, Orochimaru had purple while he was in the Leaf, and then he put it to the sound, if you remember. His headband was... He had a blue one, but he had got a purple one later when they was signing.
I'm trying to think who had a black one. Didn't Sasuke have... No, Sasuke got a blue one.
Sasuke had a blue one, but then he got a black one.
He got a black one too, yeah. I was gonna say he got a black one.
When he went to the all-black outfit.
Is it raining?
No, it was blue in the all-black outfit. He got the black headband. No, it was blue. It was blue. It was blue.
He had it because he had a blue one. I remember it.
Itachi's was black.
Yeah, he had a blue one. I remember because the blue one always went with the blue turtleneck. I thought that was clean. That his blue.
And then his blue headband was the only thing blue on his when he went black.
Yeah, when he wore the all black, it was the only blue thing he had, and I thought that was crazy. Like, why they didn't give him a black headband for the?
Oh, and Sakura had a red bandana.
Yeah, Sakura had the red bandana across the head like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like how Hinata wore her shit on her shoulder. That was clean.
I had those too, but you had to pin them to your shit and they would come on.
Shikamaru wear his shit on his shoulder too.
Yeah, Choji do. I think Ino does too. No, Ino wears it in her hair too. And then when she would fight, she would put it all on her fucking...
On her head, like normal.
Mm-hmm.
Like her and Sakura did that shit in tuning exams. They put the shit on them.
But,
it's raining like fuck, like it's thunderstorming out this whole night.
Sleep good then.
Sleep good as fuck. I'm finna probably watch me an episode of JoJo's before I go to sleep.
Yeah. Damn, they brought that nigga back, bro.
That shit is crazy. I can't wait to read the official translation to see like what all was said. Like I want to see like how the conversation.
Yeah, that's why like I watched the YouTubers that I've been following for years.
Yeah, and I read it
Yeah, I
myself
read it
because I
myself.
can get it. The whole I want to see it as soon as it come out, and I want to describe to me the best way it can be. But I want to read it myself too. I'm the same way with JJK. Like I read my JJK spoilers on Thursday, and then I go and actually read
I
it on
watch
Saturday.
it. I watch them on Thursday, then I go read
Yeah, I
it.
watch them on Thursday, and I go to read it on
It
Saturday.
just sucks because I shed tears for this nigga, bro.
I shed mad tears for that nigga because for me, Bakugo grew on me. He was not somebody that
Yeah,
I
like
said like he grew
He
on me.
Vegeta. Like I immediately liked Shoto. I immediately liked Deku. I
It took
immediately
me a
liked
minute.
Endeavor. I immediately
took
liked
me a-
All For One. I
It
hated
just
Bakugo.
it took me a minute to like Bakugo, and for me, it was the dub. He yelled too fucking much for me,
No,
and
not
then
even that. I hate when he burnt that nigga Deku book and said, "Why don't you go get it and threw it out?" Bro, I said, "You a bitch." And you his
Yeah.
childhood friend, you ain't shit, bro. Y'all would, and
Hey.
then it showed they actually was friends.
that's what fucked me up
And then,
about their
bruh.
friendship too. That they was actually friends at one point, and then Bakugo got his quirk, and he saw Deku didn't have no quirk, and was still trying to be a hero. That's what really pissed him off at the end of the day. That Deku was this nigga that was nothing, that was trying to be better than him. And I thought that was crazy.
Like I used to
But
post that meme all the time. Like that Bakugo be like, "Where'd you get a fucking quirk from?" I said I fucking found it. Leave me alone,
I said, I found it, bitch. That scrub.
bruh. God damn, bro. Oh,
Like,
people
Baku-
think
like,
I ain't a
Baku-
One Piece fan, bro. I'm gonna show you. Let me see if I can show you.
I like One
I'll
Piece.
take a
One Piece
picture of
grew on me. One Piece grew on me too, but that was like when I was in the pandemic though. When I didn't have nothing to read, I just caught up on One Piece and it grew on me like that.
So with One Piece, I always liked their movies. I just was like, I was so into Naruto that I was just like, I don't feel like keeping. And I tried to keep up with Bleach, and Bleach pissed me off the way they did it. So I was just like, well, shit, if I can't keep up with Bleach, I'm not finna start One Piece. And this was back then where we had, if you didn't catch the rerun the next day, you not gonna ever see the episode ever again. So. Unless like it was one of them days where they had a marathon or some shit.
Or they caught up on the last 3 episodes or something.
Yeah, or it was the end of the fucking series, the season, and
they airing all the episodes, yeah. Cause
Yeah.
that's how Bleach was. Bleach, they would air the whole season in one day if it was the last episode for the season.
Yeah, so you would watch the last episode lit so you can remember everything. Yeah, Bleach was good at that, but every time they did that, Naruto would be having one. Like One Piece was the only one because 4Kids had One Piece for a minute, so you could watch One Piece or Naruto, or you could watch One Piece and Bleach, but you could never watch Bleach and Naruto at the same time because Bleach was on Cartoon Network and Naruto was on Bleach. And so, but you see that picture?
It died right when I opened the damn picture.
Wow. Okay, let me try to put it. You
Let me
see
see.
it?
Hey, that whole clean.
That's a One Piece tapestry from Japan. Like my friend went to Japan.
Hey, that's fire though. Cause I like that they do that. They're starting to draw anime characters in Japanese folklore style. Like the whole mix style. That's fire.
Yeah. So my friend from college, like we was tight. When I say me and this nigga was tight as fuck, he knew how much I loved anime. This is when anime still wasn't cool at the beginning of the 2010s. He was like, bro, when I go to Japan, I'm gonna bring you something back. He was like, what's your tops? I said, bruh, anything Naruto, bring that bitch back, or Power Rangers. But if you just so happen to see anything else, grab that shit if you can't get Naruto. And so when he went over there and he was like, what are some names? I said, One Piece. That was the first name that came to my head. I don't know why I said One Piece. I guess because the One Piece Gold had just came out, or One Piece Z. I can't remember. But he went to Japan, and then like when school started, he was like, bro, come to my dorm. And he just held it up. I was like, oh my fucking gosh. And I was like, where's this from? He's like, from Japan, like imported.
It's fuck. That's what make it fire.
Yeah. And so like I had it up in my fucking dorm, and I got a model one, but it's not from Japan. Somebody made it.
Damn.
Yeah. It's from a con though, so that one slide. But yeah, it was straight from Japan, bro. And I was like, damn, he actually probably. And that's like, I don't know. Every time I look at it, I was like, damn, my nigga Luffy in there big. He the only
Going
anime
hard.
character I got on my wall besides Deku. And like,
I got
as
a
much as I would
couple.
love anime, you would think there would be more, but it ain't.
I got a couple of them. I got Sandra and Nezuko right here. I got a crew picture of Attack on Titan, like it's the whole cast right here. I got another Attack on Titan season 4 poster right here, a season 1 poster next to the season 4 poster, and then you see like the ones back here. I got the season 1 poster right there. Then shit, I got the Pokemon back here, and it's a JJK one that's right next to my bathroom. Like it's the first poster for the season of JJK.
Yeah, I got a bunch of fucking Pokemon posters. I ain't gonna lie. I got my Avengers shit up. I got my Batman stuff, my Halo. And what's crazy, bro? I still got my Destiny 1 posters up. Even when I stopped playing the game, I still got my Destiny 1 posters up, and I was just like, I'm gonna love that shit, bro. I knew I was gonna go back to the game. I just didn't know when, like when they fixed it or whatever, bro. And the Destiny 1 poster is still up on my wall the day I put it up. Like it ain't never failing nothing.
Damn.
Right. Oh shit. What time is it?
Shit.
I guess I'm gonna eat. Hey, your mic did that dumb shit again, bro.
Damn, it came out. It's probably because it's raining.
Oh well, shit. Get you some rest, boy. Watch you some shows.
I'm finna chill out. I got a long. Let me tell you about my schedule this week. I got a long weekend. Tomorrow, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday.
Why?
I don't know why I got Tuesday. I knew I was gonna have Monday off. I don't know why I got Tuesday off.
Oh damn. That's lit. What you trying to do?
Fuck it. Shit. We can actually play the game together. You want to do the game stuff like Monday or Tuesday? It could be like Monday night or Tuesday night or Sunday and a Tuesday.
I have to go for
We can
Monday
get
night,
us,
get
like-
here Tuesday night. Cause what time you gotta get up Wednesday?
I got the V-Day at 3, but I got boxing in the morning, so probably like 10.
Let's shoot for Monday then.
Okay, for sure. We'll do Monday, and we could just do. We'll decide like what we want to play. It can be something simple. It don't have to be crazy.
Alright. I'll be
You
streaming
brother,
and
this-
playing.
But we can stream. It could be like the first time we play together on the stream.
Alright, bet.
For sure. Alright, my butt.
Alright. Oh, wrong button. Oh shit, hold on.